on your smart speaker. News Talk KZRG. Most local schools are canceled once again today due to road conditions and freezing temperatures. This includes Joplin schools, Webb City schools, Carthage schools, Neosho schools, Miami schools, and Pittsburgh schools. Please be safe.
A judge is weighing whether to allow April votes on new Missouri property tax caps.
February 10th. That's the date promised by Judge Christopher Limbaugh on a decision. In 75 counties, voter approval would limit future increases in property tax bills to 5% or the rate of inflation, whichever's greater. And then in 22 Missouri counties, voter approval would mean individual property tax bills could not increase. Limbaugh already dismissed one challenge to the law that also provided incentives for professional sports stadiums. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Last Tuesday, the Joplin City Council voted to annex land from the old Wildwood Ranch 6-3 to join the city, then voted 7-2 to rezone it for heavy industrial use, paving the way for what could potentially be an AI data center. Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez said none of that was unusual for a city council meeting. What was unusual were the amount of people in attendance.
I've talked to people that said they spent 2.5, 3 hours in just the stairwells trying to get to the chamber so they could hear what's going on. Never heard anything that was going on. Decided that wasn't the best way to spend their evening, so they ended up leaving. But we had tons and tons of people come to Joplin City Hall to the point where, our fire department is getting a little concerned should there be an emergency that happened.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 21 at 604, News Talk KZRG.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt raising concerns over federal tactics in Minneapolis after a man was fatally shot by federal immigration officers this weekend.
What's the goal right now? Is it to deport every single non-U.S. citizen? I don't think that's what Americans want. We have to stop politicizing this. We need real solutions on immigration reform. And I believe that I've got a great solution, that we should give the states the authority to do workforce permits.
Governor Stitt of Oklahoma says President Trump is getting some bad advice right now, but he understands it's a very complicated issue.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo, the Neosho boys will host Glendale, Carthage is hosting Ozark, Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Kansas City University. KCU Joplin is hiring dentists and full-time staff to join their dental education team. Local dentists can make a lasting impact, full-time, part-time, or even 1 day a week. Apply now at kansascity.edu/jobs. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 6:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunshine and a little bit of warmth, just a little bit. 32 today, 36 tomorrow, 38 Thursday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection and find new furniture to brighten your home at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store today.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 18 in Neosho, 16 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Baxter Springs, 21 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 6:07.
Step into the new year with a brighter, more confident smile at Modern Dentistry and Cosmetics in Joplin. Family gatherings, photos, and parties are the perfect time to love your smile again with whitening, veneers, or Invisalign. From subtle touch-ups to full smile makeovers, Dr. Hamby and the team create healthy, radiant results that look natural and feel like you. Embrace the new year with a brighter, more confident smile. Visit mdco.dental to book your appointment today. Modern Dentistry and Cosmetics, where cosmetic dentistry meets radiance.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Italian subs for your finance team in Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. Easy Cater. Food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Well, it's a lot different weather forecast than what it was the last time I was standing here in this very studio. Increasing clouds today with a high near 32. Wind chill values as low as 7 above. Winds are going to be out of the southwest. Gusting as high as 20 miles per hour, but later becoming light and variable in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy tonight, down to 10 above. Tomorrow, sunny, 36. Oh, my goodness, we're going to get even warmer tomorrow. Wind chill values tomorrow as low as 10 above. Winds are going to be calm, becoming southwesterly in the morning. Increasing clouds on Wednesday night with the low of around 19. Mostly cloudy, 34 for the high on Thursday. Friday, mostly sunny, 21. We are expecting another low below 0 on Friday night. They're saying partly cloudy with the low of around 1 below. We're going to be checking in with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at about 7:25.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cold today. The good news is road conditions are actually fairly solid right now. According to MoDOT, only some roads are partly covered, and those roads pretty much include just roads south of Joplin and pretty much include only, 43.
Yeah, 43 is pretty much it. Also, Highway 86 is partially covered through Neosho area and over towards getting closer towards the Stella area. But it's the rest of it is mostly clear. Now, once again, you do run into some partially covered snow roads starting around Mount Vernon going in towards Springfield. But in our area, they're almost all mostly clear. Actually, on the way in this morning, with the exception of the city roads, which are still not in real bad shape, so they were partially covered. 171 and Main Street were all pretty much clear. So was Murphy Boulevard on the way in.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much most major thoroughfares are mostly clear at this point. Now, of course, that gets you into the side roads and the back roads. That is where you're going to continue seeing issues. No doubt about it. Residential streets are still a little bit on the struggle bus because most of the time those are not serviced quite like, your average main street or your average second street or whatever the case may be. But
Even
in Joplin,
county roads are also a little bit.
Which ones?
County roads.
County roads, yep, absolutely.
They go from the city limits of like Carl Junction north to
No
YY
doubt about
and 171. Those are still not really even touched.
Right, but in Joplin, Main Street, good. Range Line, good. St. Louis, good. Murphy Boulevard, good. 20th, good. 15th, good. 7th Street, good. Pretty much any major thoroughfare, you're pretty much fine.
32nd's really good. I just saw 2 cars go speeding by.
Right, the only thing you need to worry about is just because you don't see the snow doesn't mean you can drive as if it doesn't exist.
That is absolutely correct.
If you can see the tarmac, don't drive like it's summer, please. Still, drive nice and carefully and safe, if you don't mind. With some other snow-related news for you, pretty much every area school is closed today. Joplin schools closed today. Webb City schools closed today. Pittsburgh, Kansas schools closed today. Carthage, don't even think about sending your kids to school today because those doors are locked. Neosho, it ain't happening. So stay indoors, kids. Play lots of video games. Drink lots of soda pop. Watch lots of TV. That's your job for today.
And if you have AMI days as your day off, you'll have to do homework.
Yeah, you'll have to do homework. But, whatever. A little fun fact for you. I was a college graduate of the COVID era, Steve, and my senior year of college was all online. And so what I did is I had my laptop on my desk in front of me with my camera on, so my professor knew I was diligently paying attention.
Right. Did you have
And
a
then
cutout of you?
directly behind my laptop was a second monitor in which my Xbox was hooked up. And so it looked on camera like I was staring right at the screen, but in reality, I was looking at the screen above it. So
why
kids,
didn't you just take a picture of yourself and cut it out like you did of me one time on the studio camera?
That is true. On our KZRG video live stream, sponsored by Fast Monkey Auto and Liberty Tree Guns, we have a live video feed, and I made a cardboard cutout of a photo of Steve, and I put it in the camera view of another camera that wasn't Steve's, so it looks like there was 2 Steves in the studio. And let me tell you, what a nightmare it would be to have 2 Steves, but it would be a much bigger nightmare to have 2 Teds. Then we would have some real issues.
Well, it could have worked yesterday if I was working from home during the morning news watch.
That's true, yeah. In other news, aside from road conditions, temperatures, and school closures that we have for you this morning, some other snow-related news for the 4 states area. The heaviest amounts of snows, we're now getting some really solid reporting in from National Weather Service and our local airports and whatnot. As it turns out, over the weekend, the heaviest amounts of snows were in Oklahoma and Arkansas in our area, which was to be expected. But according to the Springfield National Weather Service, Joplin saw a little over 7 inches of snow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty. Pittsburgh, Kansas saw about 6 inches. Webb City, Missouri also saw about 7. Carthage saw anywhere between 7 and 9, according to the National Weather Service, that depending on where those measurements are being taken place. Galena, Kansas saw about 6.5. Cherokee, Kansas saw about 6.5. Neosho saw about 7.5. Miami, Oklahoma saw about 6.5. Here's where we start getting pretty nutty. Anderson, Missouri, 10 inches of snow.
And that was taken by an actual employee of the National Weather Service in Springfield.
Personally, he walked out and shoved his head into a giant snowbank and went, yeah, this feels about 10 inches.
Well, I think he may have beamed there, like they do in Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty. Probably beamed there. I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm just being a little ridiculous.
You silly Billy. Steve was gone for one day. He had 3 Monster Energy drinks this morning, and he's just getting full-blown nutcase over there.
I'm fired up.
Rogers, Arkansas, saw about 10 inches of snow. Oak Grove, Arkansas, that's near Springdale, 11 inches.
But that's not the biggest report.
What's our biggest one,
12
Steve?
inches.
Which one?
Siloam Springs, Arkansas, which is right there on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. 12 inches.
Yep, a whole foot. That's nutty. So, those are some of those snowfall amounts for over the weekend, in case you're worried. And again, MoDOT, most of the roads, according to MoDOT, are mostly clear. There's still going to be a few, whoozy whatsits on the road, but it's mostly clear, save south of Joplin. Some of the side state roads are partly covered. But either way, you're going to be fine to travel today. So while the kids have an excuse not to go to school, you don't really have an excuse to not go to work today, unfortunately.
That's absolutely true. One of the things I do love about the people that they plow the roads, they always wait until you have your driveway cleared and ready to go so you can just drive right on out. Then all of a sudden they put a pile of snow right directly in front of your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice of them.
Sort of a courtesy.
It was a courtesy call.
Yeah.
Courtesy scrape of the road.
Right, exactly. Well, they said, hey, listen, everyone loves a good snow day. Everyone likes to go out and make a snow angel and do a little snowball fight. It's hard to do. They came by and they go, we noticed you didn't have any snow on your driveway.
I know.
You poor guys, you can't make snow angels in your driveway like the magic of winter, the merriment of winter requires. Let us help you out by putting some snow in your driveway for you. That way, you can conveniently have access to snow that's readily available to you and your family to make a snow angel.
But hey,
I find it very kind, Steve.
I did find out that there were some rabbit tracks in our front yard. That some rabbits were hopping around our front yard.
Oh no, that was just me tiptoeing around trying to
then
get
there
an
was
invite
apparently
to game night.
somebody on a pogo stick because it looked like it was just hopping every 4 feet.
Yeah, once again, that was me tiptoeing around.
Either that or it's Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. Bigfoot?
Yeah, maybe Bigfoot.
It's either a pogo stick or Bigfoot. Let me tell you, pogo stick snow holes are small. Bigfoot famously leaves giant footprints, Steve. That's kind of his whole thing.
It was a giant pogo stick.
All right. In any case, by the way, all the details you can find can be found at all the details for everything we just went through, save the discrepancy between a Bigfoot sighting and or pogo stick track marks, which I cannot comprehend how you can get those confused. Save that. Everything else you heard us say just now can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. And again, just really quickly, in case you missed it, going through some school closures. Broadly speaking, pretty much everything is closed today. Joplin schools, all of them closed today. Webb City schools closed today. Pittsburgh, Kansas schools closed. Miami, Oklahoma schools closed. Carthage schools closed. Neosho schools closed. Pretty much across the board. Once again, little snow day for the kids. That's lovely. KZRG News Time, 6:20.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
ICE agents got a win yesterday in a court ruling arguing that ICE does have the right to arrest, detain, and pepper spray protesters in Minnesota without probable cause. Yeah, it looks like these protests are about to heat up.
Number 2.
Speaking of ICE, the controversy surrounding it now apparently puts Republican incumbents in a tougher situation for the midterms. Political strategists now worry what these perceptions might mean for Republicans seeking re-election. Will this issue factor into the president's decision-making moving forward?
Number 1.
According to MoDOT, road conditions are mostly clear with a few portions of 43 partially covered south of Joplin. Major thoroughfares mostly clear, but side roads continue to be an issue. Please drive carefully.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What parts of the 4 states are still difficult to travel through? We want to know as you're cruising around this morning. Let us know where the problem areas are. Leave us an open mic message. We'll play it live on air here as well. Coming up next, a look at what's going on with your money. KZRG News Time 6:20. Chris Plant joining us at 9. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11. Sean Hannity at 2 and Mark Levin at 5. On News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot.
Good morning, everyone. Chris said, glad you successfully defrosted Steve Scott. Yeah, we found him in a solid block of ice.
Yes. And he had to take the chipper and chip it off so I could defrost.
Hey, Doc, what's going on?
Good morning, Doc. Here's the Doc dance with one finger.
Present unique challenges for semis. This is Justin with JL Mobile Truck and Trailer Repair. And this winter, you'll want to be sure to treat your fuel, replace your fuel filters, and check your battery to ensure you're ready for colder weather. But should you find yourself down and out, remember, JL Mobile Truck and Trailer Repair is here for all your diesel maintenance and repairs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call us at 417-438-9461 or visit jlmobilerepair.com.
When your pet feels their best, you can see it. In every wag, every stretch, every happy moment. They truly are my best friends. And that's why I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep them healthy and happy.
At Pinnacle Vet Clinic in Neosho, grooming is more than a beauty routine. It's an important part of keeping your pet healthy, inside and out. Regular grooming helps maintain healthy skin and coat, keeps ears clean, and nails neatly trimmed. Little details like that make a big difference in your pet's comfort and well-being. And you can trust the same Pinnacle Vet Clinic team for your regular vet visits and grooming, which makes it easier on you and your dog. They take the time to make each grooming visit relaxing and safe, so every pet feels cared for and comfortable. Help your pets thrive with a grooming appointment with Pinnacle Vet Clinic. Find them online at pinnaclevetclinic.com or on Facebook. When you want the best for your pets, go to Pinnacle Vet Clinic on Hammer Road in Neosho.
I say we set some goals together this year.
Ooh, I like it. Let's make some changes. Hey, let's travel. Let's save money. Let's lose 30 pounds.
Oh, take it easy there. Let's start with 15 pounds. I want goals that we can actually accomplish.
I would like to feel more accomplished.
Agreed. I know what we'll do. We'll start with a call to Begaway.
Okay. And exactly how will that make me feel more accomplished?
Well, it helps make sure our home and business is protected from all the pests, including termites.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory. You can make sure you're protecting your biggest asset this year with a call to Bugaway Pest Control.
With our Pest Away plans, you can have regular year-round services with hassle-free scheduling.
And of course, it comes with Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee. Make sure your home or business is protected this year. Get started on your Pest Away plan at bugawaypc.com.
We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs away.
Customer satisfaction is our number one goal at Bugaway Pest Control.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Google has agreed to pay $68 million to settle a class action lawsuit that alleged the technology giant's voice assistant had illegally recorded users and then shared their private conversations with advertisers. Some claimants allege the Google devices recorded private conversations about financial issues, personal decisions, and employment. TikTok users have been deleting the app at a higher rate since the company announced that its U.S. operations would be housed in a new joint venture. Sensor Tower data says that the daily average of U.S. users deleting the TikTok app has increased nearly 150% over the past 5 days compared with the previous 3 months. President Trump says he will hike tariffs on autos, pharmaceuticals, and lumber from South Korea from 15 to 25%. Trump cited a delay in the South Korean legislature approving a trade deal with the United States. Futures are currently mixed. Yesterday, the Dow Industrials gained 313, the Nasdaq up 100. That's Your Money Now.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Be sure to tune in to News Talk KZRG every weekday from 9 to 11 to hear what's going on with me, Chris Plant, on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 6:30, it's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott. I'm blinded by the snow.
It's true. Snow blind.
That's what happened earlier this weekend. It's going to be increasingly cloudy today. It's going to be warmer, though. We're expecting a high of 32. It's already warmer by quite a bit from what it was yesterday at this time. The mostly cloudy tonight with the overnight low of 10 above. Tomorrow, sunny with the high near 36. Tomorrow night, increasing clouds, low of 19. 34 for the high on Thursday. Friday, it's going to be mostly sunny. 21 for the high. Oh, boy, that means we have another cold front coming through. Saturday, sunny and cold with the high only near 20. And back up to 32 on Sunday. Wow. There's something strange in the forecast for Monday of next week.
There's something strange in your neighborhood?
Mostly
Who are you
sunny
gonna call?
and 42.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, it's going to be back into near the normal temperatures for this time of the year.
Who would have thunk? Hey, a couple of other things to keep in mind today. Pretty much all schools in the 4 states area once again canceled today. That includes Joplin schools, Webb City schools, Pittsburgh, Kansas schools, Carthage, Neosho, Miami. If you go to newstalkkzrg.com, you can see a complete list of school canceled.
That's fine.
All right.
You're okay
It's
with
one of
making
those
up words.
You know those words where you just say it over and over, then it sounds like a fake word?
Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you? Where you're like, surely that's not how you say
You
that word.
pointed it out many a time to me.
That's true. Something else that you need to be aware of, we are getting news here at News.KZRG from the city of Joplin that trash services in Joplin are once again not running today. So they are going to be, if you are a Joplin citizen wondering when your trash will be picked up, they will be picking up yesterday and today's trash next week. So you got to hunker down for a week when it comes to your trash intake, or output, I should say.
Well, at least it's going to stay cold, so it'll be like it's in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I refrigerate my trash all the time. That's always what I do, of course, because that's a very normal practice, right?
Oh, sure.
Totally. Hey, coming up at 9 is Chris Plant, Clay Travis, and Buck Sexton. They'll be here at 11. Sean Hannity at 2 and Mark Levin at 5. And coming up at 7:40 this morning is Missouri State Senator Jill Carter. We're going to be talking a little bit more about her efforts to make sexual grooming of children illegal in the state of Missouri. We're also going to be getting an update, sort of 10,000-foot view update on what's going on in Jeff City. That's coming up at 7:40. If you have any questions for the senator, text them to 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message. In addition to that, coming up next at around 6:40, something that a lot of people, myself included, don't think about when it comes to severe weather, particularly winter weather, is insurance. But I assure you that you shouldn't let the insurers win. You're paying all that money. Better put it to some good use. We have some advice for you and some things about your insurance policy that you might not know about coming up next.
It's a scam.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that about that with insurance. But when it comes to possible coverage that you may have that you might not realize, that's coming up next on News Talk KZRG.
At 6:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Minnesota, change of ice command.
Trump to Iowa.
Dead protesters in Iran. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 32. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 6:38. 18 in Neosho, now 14 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Galena, 21 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino is out of Minnesota, and Border Czar Tom Homan is in. That after a call between President Donald Trump and Minnesota officials. Madeline Rivera reports.
The president saying Governor Tim Walz called me with a request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry saying the president agreed that this situation cannot continue. Some federal agents will begin leaving the area tomorrow, and I will continue pushing for the rest involved in this operation to go. Fry says he will be meeting with Border Czar Tom Homan today as well to talk about next steps.
President Trump heads to Iowa today as he begins weekly campaign-style trips ahead of the midterms.
President Trump is headed to a town just outside of Des Moines, Iowa. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt confirmed Monday.
He will be making a local visit at a local business, and then he will be giving a speech on affordability and on the economy. And I know he very much looks forward to being there, to meeting with the great people of Iowa, but also lawmakers as well.
Chief of Staff Susie Wiles has said the president will be traveling weekly ahead of this year's midterms. Recent polling has the president's approval rating anywhere between 39 and about 42%, depending on the poll. Before the 2018 midterms, President Trump's approval rating was in the low to mid 40s, poll depending, when Democrats flipped 41 House seats. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Activists counting the dead after protests were crushed in Iran have shared with a new total.
At least 6,126 people were killed in the Iranian government's crackdown on protests. That from the US-based human rights activist news agency, which verifies each death with its network in Iran. But the group warns the true total may be higher still. Of the dead, the HRANA believes a little over 200 were part of government forces. 86 are listed as children. Meanwhile, Reuters reports that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier group has arrived in the region. The Trump administration not ruling out a military strike on Iran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
It is 21 at 6:33 News Talk, KZRG.
Just a reminder, most local schools are canceled once again today due to icy road conditions and freezing temperatures. This includes Joplin area schools, Webb City schools, Carthage, Neosho, Miami, and Pittsburgh area schools as well. Please be safe.
It's a snow day success story.
Management at Hidden Valley Ski Resort near St. Louis and Snow Creek near Kansas City report that the recent heavy accumulation is drawing a crowd, specifically a wave of first-time skiers. Hidden Valley manager Jesse Kimes says they are fully stocked with rentals and lessons, urging anyone inspired by the weekend's weather to give the sport a try. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, the slopes are officially ready for the rush. If you're heading out, experts recommend checking resort websites for ticket availability before you make the drive. You can get the full story on the KZRG app. Keep your tips up. Ethan Thomas, News Talk KZRG.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 21 at 634. News Talk KZRG.
The fatal shooting of a Minnesota protester by a federal ICE officer has launched a fierce national debate. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt talked with CNN about if President Trump, who claims Democrats had encouraged people to obstruct law enforcement operations.
Well, I think that the president has to answer that question. He is a deal maker, and he's getting bad advice right now. The president needs to let the American people, what is the solution? How do we bring this to conclusion? And I think only the president can answer that question because it's complicated.
Stitt wonders what the end game is, as he doesn't believe people actually want every non-U.S. citizen deported.
Jury selection is set to start in a California trial accusing Meta, TikTok, and Google of contributing to teen mental health issues.
19-year-old identified as KGM and her mother accused TikTok, Meta, and Google's YouTube of knowingly creating addictive features that led to the teen's depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. They're seeking unspecified monetary damages. Tech executives, including Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, are expected to testify in the Los Angeles trial that's set to begin on February 3rd. Snap, which was also named in the suit, recently settled. Tech companies have repeatedly pushed back against these claims, saying they've rolled out safety features to protect users. A rep for Meta tells Fox News, "We strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our long-standing commitment to supporting young people." Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo, the Neosho boys will host Glendale, Carthage is hosting Ozark, Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Download the Zimmer Storm Center app today. It's absolutely free of charge at your app store. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news, 7 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high. But there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
No precipitation showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 18 in Neosho, 14 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Webb City, 21 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:38.
Hinkle's Ace Hardware, they got what you need there.
For generations, our families have serviced customers. Hinkle's Department Store in downtown Macomb, Illinois, Lee's Grocery in Cape Girardeau, Grand Country Homeworks in Grove, and for the past several decades, Hinkle's Ace Hardware. We've grown up understanding the power of a helping hand with the simple belief service comes first.
And that commitment to being truly helpful is exactly why I decided to join the family business. Hi, this is Colton Hinkle, the second generation carrying on the legacy of Hinkle's Ace Hardware. For 20 years, my parents have built on our family foundation, watching families grow up just like ours.
Our stores are more than hardware. They're a neighborhood tradition built on trust and excellent customer service. We know the products, we know our community, and we know exactly how to help you get the job done right. Hinkle's Ace Hardware in Webb City and Joplin, your locally owned hardware store with neighbors helping neighbors.
Neighbors helping neighbors, Hinkle's Ace Hardware Store.
When you got a clog that can't be beat, when your shower water is above your feet, when you flush that bowl and it makes you frown,
Spring River makes that drain go down.
Hi, it's Nathan with Spring River Drain and Sewer.
Good morning, everyone. Y'all staying nice and toasty? I have my Russian fur hat that I wear in, which is why
I wore both my vest and my coat this morning.
You talking about that goofy bomber hat, or you actually have like a Russian hat?
Well, is that not a Russian hat?
No, the Russian hat's like what George wears.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't have one of those. I have a bomber hat then.
Yeah,
I have a wool bomber hat.
Now all you need are some mittens for Bernie Sanders.
I need to give Bernie Sanders mittens?
Yeah, so you can get the look complete.
I forgot my password.
I think Bernie already has mittens. You say you forgot your passport?
For a minute there, I was like, what is my password?
Oh, password. They said passport.
No.
But you're sitting there like, shoot!
Yeah, I gotta get the hell out of here.
I don't have my passport on me today.
Dang it. Today's
Okay,
the day.
here's a cancelable question I'm gonna ask. So get your pitchfork sharpened and your torches lit. Here's the question. Does anyone care about Melania? Because I don't.
Donald does.
I mean, I think it's a good thing.
Does he?
though.
I just don't care. Like, I feel like they're like Fox News has the whole Melania series, and I'm like, dude, I don't care.
I think I'd rather the First Lady not be in the news than be in the news.
I just don't. I mean, I don't even know what her thing is. At least Michelle Obama, everyone was painfully aware of what her thing is, and that was healthy food.
Everything's still, yeah.
Which ironically Republicans were
unhealthy
against,
food, which is
and now
crazy,
they're all
though.
in on, which is a little bit of a
Unfortunately, though, she puts high processed food, so it's just completely unhealthy.
So, but Jill Biden, I didn't know what her thing was either. What was her thing? She didn't do anything.
She was the handler for...
Yeah, she ran the country is what she was doing. Her and Hunter were co-presidents. But, like, I don't even know what Melania is, because in the first term, it was, like, cyberbullying, right? Was that her big thing?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to all the First Lady stuff.
All I know that she does is, like...
Pay attention to stuff that matters in our country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't even know what her thing is. I'm just going to Google. What
By the way, you know what this whole protester getting shot is swept under the rug again?
What?
The fraud.
Oh, yeah.
No more
Epstein
talking about the fraud.
files. She doesn't. I don't think she has. Oh, her Be Best initiative, focusing on youth. Focusing on the youth. Okay. What?
With the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Boy, it's quite a bit warmer today than what it was yesterday at this time. At least the temperatures are above freezing.
I was going to say, at this time yesterday, it was
zero.
-6.
I was going to say they're not above freezing yet. We might get to freezing today if we're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But it's above the negative numbers.
Yep. It's positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's 18 in Neosho. It's currently 14 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Joplin. It's 21 also in Carthage.
21.
It's going to be increasingly cloudy today. A high near freezing. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour out of the southwest, becoming light and variable later on this afternoon. Mostly cloudy tonight, 10 above. Sunny with a high near 36 on Wednesday. Increasing clouds low of around 19 on Wednesday night. Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 34. So there, if we make it, that'll be 3 days with the temperatures at freezing or just above. So hopefully it'll help us get rid of more of the snow. We're going to find out what's going to happen later on in the forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. That'll be at 7:25.
Mm-hmm. Chris Plant joining us at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11, Mark Levin at 5, and Sean Hannity at 2. A couple of other things you need to know. Pretty much all area schools are closed today. Joplin schools in their entirety closed. Webb City schools shut down. Carthage schools, their doors are locked. Neosho kids, don't even bother pretending like you're going to go because it ain't happening. Pittsburgh, Kansas schools, try again tomorrow. None of the schools are going to be open today. So just keep that in mind. You can also go to newstalkkzrg.com and click on the article that Lucas Davis published earlier this morning. You can see a complete list of schools. If we didn't mention your school district by name just now, check out our website. It's going to be on there. Something else you need to be aware of for Joplin residents. If your trash gets picked up on Monday or Tuesday, it ain't happening this week. Trash services are not happening today in Joplin, and they won't be happening for you to Monday and Tuesday trash folks until next week. So you're going to have to really negotiate your trash output this week. So just keep that in mind.
Or just keep stacking it up.
Yeah. KZRG News Time, 6:45. Well, following this weekend's winter storm impacting a lot of the four states area, a lot of people are concerned about a lot of things, but something that might not be in top of mind but probably should be is insurance. Insurance. And what's interesting is that actually the state of Missouri, the Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance, is a department that you can call if you have any questions about it. The Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance Director Angela Nelson said, quote, "Insurance is not always the first thing people think about when they're preparing for winter storms, but it is a vital part of any emergency plan and critical to the recovery process. If you're dealing with damage, confusion about what your policy covers, or trouble getting answers, let us be your first call. We're here to help every step of the way," end quote. Again, that from the Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance. That's their whole job.
Oh, well, if you see in the fine print here, anything over 6 inches, we're sorry, you're not covered.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what they're going to say.
By the way, my first chance to say congratulations on guessing when we were going to get our first over an inch of snow, Lucas. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I bought lottery tickets. Let's see if they pay off.
Mm-hmm. Lucas said, I want to thank my father. I want to thank the Academy, my agents, of course. There's so many people.
It's awesome that I can
don't want to leave any
out. The weather, but not a single correct pick on the NFL games last week. That was cool.
Well, congratulations. You messed up.
Uh-huh.
Well, back to this insurance story. After a winter storm, you should also definitely be aware of any potential losses related to frozen pipes, roof damages, power outage, vehicle damage, because chances are your home insurance, your vehicle insurance, it might cover it. It might not. Everyone's insurance policy is a little bit different, but it also might do so. So take a little look. The other advice they have for you is document any and all damage as soon as it's safe to do so. Go outside your house and take photos of your roof, take photos of your frozen pipe damage, take photos of your car getting all jacked up for whatever reasons. Keep receipts for any emergency fixes. If you do any repairs, take photos first, and then whatever it costs to make that emergency repair, catalog all of those receipts, and then contact your insurance company as promptly as you can to start making claims and getting some of that money back. Again, more than anything, out of principle, don't let the insurance companies win, because they thrive on collecting your money and hoping you're too lazy to file a claim so they don't have to pay it out. Don't let them win. It's just not worth it. Also, homeowner policies often cover frozen pipe damage. You might not know that. So if you had any frozen pipe damage over the weekend, check out your policy. It probably has it, which is pretty cool. Now, there are a few exceptions, but again, check it out. Also, and I didn't know this, but a lot of homeowner policies, not all of them, but a lot of them also include at least $500 for food loss in the event of power outages caused by ice storms. So if you had any issues with your power in your area, take a look at your policy. You could get $500 free worth of groceries, and it's not even from Joe Biden this time around. It's from the insurance company.
That's good. And the way the grocery prices keep going up, that might take care of a week's worth.
Oh, and if you're lucky, you won't see an increase in your payments.
Yeah.
After you make that claim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a friend who, here's an insurance company horror story. I had a friend who got into a car accident. It was legitimately not his fault. He filed an insurance claim. They paid for it, la. Well, the person who hit his car, their insurance wouldn't pay out. And my friend goes, hey, that's up to you guys. I don't care. I got my car fixed. That's what I pay for. I'm out. Well, flash forward about a year and a half, he moved states. And as he was transferring all of his stuff to the new state that he moved to, they tried to up his bill, his insurance bill. And when he called them and said, why is it more expensive in Georgia than it is in California? That doesn't make sense. And they said, well, Georgia just has higher prices, I guess. Like, they didn't know. And basically what he figured out is the exact amount that they upped it to over the course of 2 years would pay for the damage that the other insurance company refused to pay for. So they were trying to squeeze extra money out of him despite him doing everything right and it legitimately not being his fault in the accident. According to his own insurance company, they said he was not at fault for that accident, and they were still trying to squeeze money out of him. So for those that say insurance isn't a scam, I would like to present that story, that anecdote to you as evidence against the idea that it's not a scam. Evidence to the contrary. So there you have it.
I guarantee you, any time that we talk about insurance on this show, every single insurance salesman turns the channel.
Hey, we'll have if there's an insurance salesman out there that would like to somehow convince us that it's not a scam, we would love to have you on the show. Let's hear your argument.
Could we disguise their voice so they couldn't be recognized by the insurance company?
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd be doing the insurance company a favor if they're trying to convince us it's not a scam.
That's true.
I will have all the counter arguments ready on hand, by the way, to you insurance agents out there. But anyway, the point is, check your homeowner insurance policy. Take a little look, see what's out there. I get it. When the snowstorm rolls in, you're thinking about safety. You're thinking about protecting your home. You're thinking about food. You're thinking about, getting to work. You're thinking about what if there's an emergency? I need to get to the hospital. You're probably not thinking about insurance, but it is worth taking a look. Don't let them win. File those claims. KZRG News Time 6:50.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
ICE agents got a win yesterday in a court ruling arguing that ICE does have the right to arrest, detain, and pepper spray protesters in Minnesota without probable cause. Kind of looks like these protests are about to heat up.
Number 2.
Speaking of ICE, the controversy surrounding it now apparently puts Republican incumbents in a tougher situation for the midterms. Political strategists now worried that what these perceptions might mean for Republicans seeking re-election. Will this issue factor into President's decision-making moving forward?
Number 1.
According to MoDOT, road conditions are mostly clear with a few portions of 43 partially covered south of Joplin. Major thoroughfares mostly clear, but side roads continue to be an issue. Please drive carefully.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
Speaking of those road conditions, what parts of the 4 states are still difficult to travel through? We want to know as you're cruising around this morning. Let us know where the trouble issues are so we can let others know. Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message. Totally free to do so on the KZRG app, which is totally free to download. Coming up next, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. Sean Hannity and his trusty sidekick Linda are live every single weekday here on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. They're live from 2 to 5 every weekday on News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there's certainly a lot of cold.
Good morning.
Including today.
What's good about it? What's good about it? Sarisa says, Snoozy, good morning. Well, Snoozy, good morning to you. Girl, Chris.
Did you ever wish that we could get snow days?
You what?
Did you ever wish we could get snow days?
Well, apparently if you work for the sales team, you get snow days whenever you want.
Anytime you want.
Yeah.
You get snow days when it's not even snowing.
Little inter-office politics.
We like to have fun here.
We have fun here. Wonder if homeowners insurance will pay for snow removal. Hey, Girl Chris, that's a great question. That honestly is a phenomenal. Check your policy. Take a look. That's a really good question.
They ain't paying for that. Yeah, they pay for that and they jack your payment up.
Yeah.
Why is my payment up $200 extra a month? Oh, well, you remember that one time you used your insurance?
Yeah.
Terrible. I'm Blake with Firm Foundation Repair. Now, unfortunately, in our area, it's very common to have settlement issues with your home. You may notice a crack in the sheetrock, foundation, or uneven floors, and those small issues today can become a huge headache tomorrow. At Firm Foundation Repair, we can help you save your home, and we can do it for the best prices around. Because just like you, we live here too. We don't have a CEO to try to pay in another state, and we aren't hauling in equipment from hours away. So with Firm Foundation Repair, you can trust a local crew to do it right for the best price. If you've noticed your home has shifted, your floors are sagging, or you have a leaky basement, get started at foundations-firm.com. We're Southwest Missouri boys with Southwest Missouri pricing. Built on trust and known for strength. That's Firm Foundation.
My grandma used to really struggle to keep up with the dinner conversation. She couldn't hear anything. So one day she saw an ad in a magazine for a hearing aid and decided to go ahead and buy it. But she didn't wear it because she hated the way it looked and felt. So we scheduled an appointment at Mid-America Dental and Hearing Center. And it turned out that Grandma's magazine hearing aid didn't fit correctly. And it also didn't work with the type of hearing loss she had. So she got a new hearing aid, and she's back to being an important part of the dinner conversation.
Mid-America Hearing Center offers extensive testing of your hearing aid to make sure it's the right one for you. With a free hearing exam and free cognitive screening, you can find out how your hearing is affecting you and how you can improve it starting now. Mid-America Hearing Center, just off I-44 at exit 44 and at midamericahearing.com.
Best for less. In a day, Mid-America Hearing Center.
Hi, I'm Julie with Van Beesler Greenhouse. I decided to start looking at advertising as helping me increase the flow of people through our doors. When I was new to this, I was just trying to get our message out there, but I feel like I was throwing money in lots of different directions and really probably wasting my money. Zimmer Marketing, when they approached me, Brett James came in and he wanted to know about me, our business. He wanted to understand what our goals were, what it is that we are trying to do here. They're not just trying to sell you time on the air. They're trying to help you build your business. So if you're a new company, I definitely recommend attending Transformation, taking to heart what it is they have to say and implementing it. It's been huge for the success of our family business.
Make 2026 the year you invest in you. Get started today at ZimmerMarketing.com. Zimmer Marketing. It just works.
Waking up on the right side.
This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
We had, under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Alejandro Mayorkas, wide open borders. That was their policy. The Democratic Party is now the party of sanctuary cities and sanctuary states. They are the party that wants to protect the worst of the worst illegals, the same people that want taxpayer-funded sex change operations for illegals and taxpayer-funded college tuition for illegals, the same people that lied for 4 years about open borders. The same people now are protecting them. The same people that are providing taxpayer-funded health care, education, other welfare benefits to illegals. And I guess that's the hill they think will help them win the election.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, folks, time to talk about real money, gold and silver. Now, the analysts, the guys behind closed doors, digging deep into the data, well, they are making big predictions for 2026. Now, they now see gold hitting $5,000 an ounce. Wow. How about silver? We're talking about silver surging toward an unbelievable $100 an ounce. I'm going to tell you what, I'm not waiting until I see these prices in the headlines. I'm taking action now. That's why I am a customer of the best in the business, and that is Goldco. They are my number one pick for gold and silver. I trust them to help diversify and protect my retirement savings. Right now, they're offering you a free 2026 gold and silver kit, plus a limited time offer where you can get 10% instant match in bonus gold or silver just for getting started. Call now, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. That's 855-815-GOLD, or HannityGold.com.
This is Buck Sexton. Join me and Clay Travis every weekday from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
A lot warmer today than it was 24 hours ago today. Increasing clouds with the high near 32. And then tonight, mostly cloudy, low around 10. It's going to be sunny with the high of around 36 for tomorrow. And tomorrow night, increasing clouds, low of 19, 34 with mostly cloudy on Thursday. KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith will be joining us at 7:25.
That's exactly right. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on this weather for you, but basically it's just going to be cold. Nothing's going to be falling out of the sky, which is quite lovely. We do have school closures. Pretty much all schools in the 4 states area are, in fact, closed today due to road conditions and the chilly temperatures. That includes Joplin schools, Webb City schools, Carthage schools, Neosho schools, so on and so forth. If you go to news.kzrg.com, you can see a truly complete list, a compendium, if you will. That can be found there. Also, heads up, trash service in Joplin, once again, not taking place today. So Monday and Tuesday, trash people, that's going to be happening for you next week. Good morning.
The 4 states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
A call for unity in Minnesota. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. From the First Lady, Melania Trump just told Fox and Friends.
I know my husband, the president, had a great call yesterday with the governor and the mayor, and they're working together to make it peaceful.
That's after the third immigration enforcement-related shooting. This one Saturday was the second deadly one, killing a protester, Alex Preddy, leading to even angrier anti-ICE demonstrations.
The Trump administration is making some major strategic changes here in Minnesota. Tom Homan is now going to be the main point of contact on the ground and will report directly to the president.
As Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino and other federal agents leave. And Fox's Matt Finn also reports from Minneapolis.
Last night, agitators continued their campaign of targeting hotels where they think immigration agents are staying and making as much noise as possible to prevent agents from getting rest.
Today, President Trump goes to Iowa, kicking off weekly campaign trips for Republicans ahead of the November congressional elections. It's not stormy anymore, but the snow and ice cleanup continues from New Mexico to Maine. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves says things are going to get worse before they get better.
Ice storms are different
than virtually any other type of storm that we deal with.
He has activated the National Guard to help. Fox Weather's Brandy Campbell's in Oxford, Mississippi.
Many residents are still dealing with dangerous conditions. This morning, we are still feeling temperatures in the teens, allowing much of that inch of ice that we accumulated here to stick around. It's weighing down the power lines behind us, as well as the trees.
And that's making it tough for power crews across the South. There are still more than 500,000 homes and businesses without electricity, and in many cases, heat, like this man in Nashville.
When I looked at our thermostat last, it said 47.
There are still issues at airports. More than 1,400 flights canceled today, on top of 22,000 grounded the past 3 days by that massive storm. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Heading for a high of 32, your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:08. It's 18 in Neosho, 14 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Galena, 21 in Joplin, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. And on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. Most local schools are canceled once again today due to road conditions and freezing temperatures. This includes Joplin schools, Webb City, Carthage, Neosho, Miami, and Pittsburgh schools. Please be safe out there.
A judge is weighing whether to allow April votes on new Missouri property tax caps.
February 10th. That's the date promised by Judge Christopher Limbaugh on a decision. In 75 counties, voter approval would limit future increases in property tax bills to 5% or the rate of inflation, whichever's greater. And then in 22 Missouri counties, voter approval would mean individual property tax bills could not increase. Limbaugh already dismissed one challenge to the law that also provided incentives for professional sports stadiums. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Last Tuesday, the Joplin City Council voted to annex land from the old Wildwood Ranch 6-3 to join the city, then voted 7-2 to rezone it for heavy industrial use, paving the way for what could potentially be an AI data center. Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez said none of what was unusual for a city council meeting. What was unusual, though, was the amount of people in attendance.
I've talked to people that said they spent 2.5, 3 hours in just the stairwells trying to get to the chamber so they could hear what's going on. Never heard anything that was going on. Decided that wasn't the best way to spend their evening, so they ended up leaving. But we had tons and tons of people come to Joplin City Hall to the point where, our fire department is getting a little concerned should there be an emergency that happened.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 21 at 704. News Talk KZRG.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt raising concerns over federal tactics in Minneapolis after a man was fatally shot by federal immigration officers over the weekend.
What's the goal right now? Is it to deport every single non-U.S. citizen? I don't think that's what Americans want. We have to stop politicizing this. We need real solutions on immigration reform. And I believe that I've got a great solution, that we should give the states the authority to do workforce permits.
Stitt says he thinks President Trump is getting some bad advice right now, but he understands it's a very complicated issue.
The city of Neosho has a new public works director. Bo Noah brings nearly a decade of dedicated service to the city of Neosho as he will oversee the streets, recycling center, and drainage operations. The city says that Bo has earned multiple professional certifications, including in advanced equipment, MIR-MA safety training, and several FEMA emergency management certifications. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo. The Neosho boys will host Glendale. Carthage is hosting Ozark. Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central. And the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
It's free at your app store. Download the Zimmer Storm Center app today. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 7:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunshine and a little bit of warmth, just a little bit. 32 today, 36 tomorrow, 38 Thursday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection and find new furniture to brighten your home at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store today.
Nothing showing up precipitation-wise in the 4 states on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar this morning. 18 in Neosho, 14 in Pittsburgh, 21 in Diamond, 21 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time now, going on 7:08.
If you're looking to build your barn-dominium, house, or your dream garage, we need to talk. It's very important to us at Settler Structures that you're informed, educated, and avoid mistakes. That's why we take the time to understand you, your wants and needs, and can design the perfect custom space you deserve. We'd love to be your building partner, but even if you have a builder, let's visit just to make sure you're started on the right path. Learn more at settlerstructures.com. 417-SETTLER.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Home is where the heart is, and the Independent Living Center is here to help you stay there. The Independent Living Center's agency-directed services offer compassionate support for those individuals who require assistance in their homes, empowering them to live comfortably and confidently. This assistance can include housekeeping, meal preparation, shopping, respite care, and authorized nurse visits. The Independent Living Center offers different levels of care to suit the needs of each individual they serve, treating your loved ones and their homes as if they were their own. Medicaid, veterans benefits, and private pay are all accepted.
Hi, I'm Toby Davis with the Independent Living Center. Our mission is to help individuals with disabilities maintain their independence while staying in the comfort of their own homes. Our professional home attendants are committed to providing whatever level of care necessary to accomplish this vision. For details on the many services we're able to provide and how we can help you or a loved one, please visit ilcenter.org.
The latest is always heard on News Talk KZRG. Broadcasting from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio, this is News Talk KZRG. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:10 is the KZRG news time. 20 in Joplin, 14 in Pittsburgh, 18 in Miami, 18 in Neosho. It is cold today.
And it's a lot warmer than it was yesterday, though, at this time. But it's going to be warmer even yet as the day progresses. Increasing clouds with a high near 32 today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of around 10. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 36. Mostly cloudy. They're now calling for a high of 36 on Thursday. Then we have another cold front coming through, but it's a dry one. 21 for the high on Friday, 20 for the high on Saturday, 32 on Sunday, and 42 Wow, 42 in the 40s on Monday. Wow, it's going to be warming up once again.
The Zimmer Storm Center app, great way to follow along with all things weather. And coming up in about 15 minutes here, we're going to be joined live by KZRG meteorologist team. We're going to be talking to them about the weather that's coming up at around 7:25. Well, the Zuck, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, China's TikTok, and Google's YouTube are set to face their first courtroom trial this week over allegations that their platforms had contributed to a youth mental health crisis via addictive design features. Basically, they are actually getting sued for realsies over the idea that their platforms, their product, is super addictive to our youth, and that is making, suicide rates and depression rates skyrocket. That's the claim anyway. We'll see what the courts decide. And, of course, this trial is happening in California because that's where a lot of these are based out of.
Well, of course.
Except for TikTok, of course. That's still, Chinese-owned, which is crazy.
Well, do you think China will pay up if they lose this case, kind of like the one with Missouri where they're debating whether to not pay?
Well, I don't know if they would be fined, or would they be required to be broken up, or if they lose, would they have to change their business models? I don't know what the punishment would be.
Well, with TikTok, that's already going to be changing. It's already happening. It's in the works right now.
Allegedly. It was supposed to be done with, last year. Yeah. Last year. I mean, Congress signed a literal law saying TikTok could not exist in this country, and we just blatantly ignored it. So that's hilarious, but whatever. Now, basically, this case specifically involves a 19-year-old Californian woman who has been identified in court documents simply as KGM for anonymity. And she alleges that she developed an addiction to these social media platforms at a young age due to their attention-grabbing design features. And according to her lawsuit, this addiction contributed to depression and suicidal thoughts. And basically, what is really wild about this trial specifically is this will be the first time that these tech giants are required to defend themselves and their business practices in a court of law over allegations of causing harm with their products. Now, they've obviously testified in front of Congress 1,010 times. Has that ever done anything?
No.
No. I mean, it made the news cycle for a little bit, kept us news people busy for a little bit. But aside from that, that's all it is. Now, what's also interesting is, so Matthew Burgum, this is the plaintiff's attorney. This is the guy that is going after these tech people. And Matthew emphasized that what's interesting about this case compared to, say, Congress is that these companies will face examination through the court of law. The legal scrutiny that is required through the court of law is deeper than is required through Congress. So they're going to have to share all of their evidence with everybody, basically. It's all going to be coming to light, allegedly. We'll see how it goes. But what are your thoughts on all this?
I mean, where does parenting come into this? You know what I mean? Like, at what point is the parent's job to make sure the kid's not on social media all the time?
Right. No, that's a good point. Could you, so I kind of compare it to like cigarettes. Back in the day, yeah, it was the parent's job to make sure their kid didn't start smoking cigarettes. But at the same time, there's no question about it, cigarettes are physically addictive. And we as a society came to terms with that and realized, hey, we probably shouldn't be selling this product to kids. As a matter of fact, we should make it illegal for kids to have this addictive product. And it's the parents' job to make sure, as best they can, that their kids don't get their hands on a pack of smokes. Can't that logic be applied to, say, these social media platforms?
Sure, but then that's on the government to make it illegal, not
right.
on the social media platforms to make it illegal. So until that law's on the books, then...
Well, and by the way, I'm not very... I don't have a lot of hope for that, because we did make one of them illegal. TikTok, we made it illegal in the whole country.
And then reverted it.
And then just ignored it. Yeah, Trump just executive ordered, like, haha, JK, we're not going to do... Which is wild, because Congress literally passed it, which is insane. And then Joe Biden signed it. So it was a full law. And then we just decided
This kind
JK.
of goes back to the whole get rid of smartphones for anyone under like 18.
Right, give them a clamshell.
Yep.
That way they can call the police if they need to. They can call their parent if they have a medical emergency. They can call their parent if they need a ride or just need to get in contact with them. But they don't have access to the whole World Wide Web, right?
Well, they might have some access, but it's very, very limited on those clamshell
Right,
phones.
way different than the modern smartphones.
But
KZ
one of the other things is that you have to keep in mind, like there's already some states that are passing laws banning children under a certain age from even getting on social media or limiting how much time they can be
Are you talking
on.
about Australia?
Well, there was, I believe, one state that also was doing it or beginning to vote
Oh, really?
on it.
Which
Yeah.
look that up. What state
I
is
will
that?
look it up as we go on.
Oh, look it up right now. I'm curious because I haven't seen that, because that would be fascinating if there was a state that is trying that. I would love to see that as a case study. Now, the other thing, before we get too excited about this lawsuit here on KZRG, basically, if you're just joining us, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they're all getting sued in California over their business model apparently being addictive and harming youth mental health and leading to suicide and depression and stuff like that. This lawsuit taking place, this happening in California. Oh, Steve, you found it?
Yeah, Arkansas, Louisiana, Ohio, and also Tennessee have already either passed laws, enacted them, or are in the process of doing so.
Passing
Arkansas
laws.
has actually already done it.
And so theirs is what? If you're 16, you can't get on social media?
They vary from state, but they say it's focusing on mandatory parental consent, age verification,
Okay.
or outright bans for minors under 16 or 18.
Yeah, let me tell you
Florida, Utah, Arkansas, Louisiana, Ohio, and Tennessee are among the states that are leading these efforts.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If it's just parental consent, we all saw those old Disney Channel commercials and ClubPenguin.com commercials, get your parents' permission before logging in. Nobody did that. You logged in and click, yes, I have my parents' permission, and you move on. So then it gets to the issue of how do you actually enforce these, and that's the problem. That's where I think like a smartphone ban would have to come in, right?
That's true.
Potentially. I don't know if it's true. It's just an opinion. But anyway, back to this lawsuit. Before we get too excited, there's an individual named Clay Calvert, who is a media lawyer. That's his whole job. And he's doing some of the media rounds right now. He described these proceedings as a test case. And he said basically this trial will reveal how these theories about social media platforms causing harm to users, particularly kids, particularly mental harm, how they will hold up in court. So, it's a little concerning that the experts are like, yeah, this is more of a test. We're more testing the waters to see if this will even kind of stick more than anything. So I don't have a lot of hopes that this lawsuit will do a whole lot, but it might, and maybe, maybe the test case will prove truly fruitful, at which point, a ton of lawsuits might start popping up around the world against these companies harming our kids.
But one of them has actually settled. That is Snap. Snap reached a settlement agreement with KGM on January the 20th of this year.
Yeah, and KGM, by the way, that's the 19-year-old California woman who sort of sparked this whole lawsuit. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what's going on here. Something else, just to throw this in. This was actually kind of interesting. YouTube, actually, they said that they don't actually classify themselves as a social media in the way that, say, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is, or TikTok. The YouTube considers themselves to be something completely different entirely and thinks they should have different rules compared to like Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, which controversial.
I agree with that.
I actually agree with that. I do think YouTube's model is fundamentally different. I
Way
think it's
different.
more similar, more akin to that of traditional television at this point than it is the way Twitter and Facebook operate.
YouTube to me is a bridge between like millennials and Gen Z. Like
Mhm.
both of them can use that, and it's not hard to navigate for either.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a bridge. It's not social media. It's just a media platform.
Right. Again, at this point, I almost consider it more closer to TV than like a social platform, But what are your thoughts on all
Almost
this?
more like Google. 'Cause
In a way.
you can just type in Google how to do something, and Google will bring it up or show you how. The same thing.
Bring
with
up YouTube.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Leave us an open mic message. We want to know. Just a quick reminder, school closures across the 4 states area, pretty much across the board. Joplin schools not happening. Webb City schools, stay home today. Their doors are locked. Carthage schools, Neosho schools, closed. Miami, Oklahoma schools, canceled. Pittsburgh, Kansas, not happening. Did I say Miami, Kansas? I meant Miami, Oklahoma. But in any case, That's all shut down today. So just keep that in mind. Road conditions pretty solid across the board, save the side roads. So just keep that in mind as well. Your travel this morning shouldn't be too difficult if you stay on the main thoroughfares. KZRG News Time 7:21.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
ICE agents got a win yesterday in a court ruling arguing that ICE does have the right to arrest, detain, and pepper spray protesters in Minnesota without probable cause. Looks like these protests are about to heat up.
Number 2.
Speaking of ICE, the controversy surrounding it now apparently puts Republican incumbents in a tougher situation for the midterms. Political strategists are now worrying that these perceptions might mean for Republicans seeking re-election. Will this issue factor into the president's decision-making moving forward?
Number 1.
According to MoDOT, road conditions are mostly clear with a few portions of Highway 43 partly covered south of Joplin. Major thoroughfares mostly clear, but side roads continue to be an issue. Please drive carefully.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
Speaking of road conditions, as you're cruising around this morning, where are the trouble points? Where is it difficult for you to travel in the 4 states? We want to know so we can help let others know. Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic promo, whatever you want to call it. That's free to do on the KZRG app, totally free to download in the App Store. Where are you struggling to get around the 4 states area this morning? Coming up, a look at weekday weather with KZRG's meteorological staff on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high. But there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Did Santa let you down this year? Hi, I'm Brooke with Flames in Joplin, and let me guess. You thought the brand new low-pi fireplace on your Christmas list was in the bag, but all you got was coal. No problem. We here at Flames understand the assignment. Let's call it your New Year's fireplace resolution. Now let's get down to the specifics. Are you looking for a wood or pellet burning stove or insert by Low-Pi? Yep, we got them. Proudly built in the USA and designed to deliver efficient and reliable heat. And don't forget about easy-to-operate, beautiful, and efficient gas fireplaces, stoves, and inserts by Low-Pi. We've got those too. So warm and cozy, you won't ever want to leave the house. With so many options to choose from, you really need to stop by Flames and take a look. Our NFI certified installers are waiting to check that New Year's fireplace resolution off your list, so stop by today.
Hi, I'm Shane.
And I'm Brooke.
And we've been...
Good morning, everyone. How's it in Forest? Great question, go for Chris. That's what I want to know, too. Don't misgender YouTube. Oh, well.
Professional clothing like blazers, slacks, jewelry, or shoes to Missouri Southern State University's Dress to Impress on Tuesday, February 25th. All donations can be delivered to Career Services in Hearns Hall, room 308 on the Missouri Southern campus. Make a monetary donation or sign up as a volunteer to help students find their best professional outfit. Learn more or sign up today at mssu.edu.
Julie from Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store gets our gardens ready for spring.
Wintertime is the perfect time to go ahead and get your garden ready for spring. Get you some mushroom compost, garden soil, and work it into your garden, and then you'll be ready when the timing is right. You're going to want to start with onions and potatoes mid-March. We offer seed potatoes, onion plants, and onion sets. Think about broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, some of your cold crops late March. And there's some seeds that you're going to want to purchase and get. Come on in and talk to us. We'll help you with the timing of your crops with different good tips to know. It's just a fun hobby to take on and so rewarding when you get those vegetables and taste the difference from store-bought. We will definitely be back in Joplin this spring at the Rock Yard at 8th and Schiffdecker. Really enjoy bringing our product over to the Joplin area.
Get 4 generations of gardening experience at Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store, just east of Pittsburgh on Highway 126.
Hey, it's Mark Levin with The Mark Levin Show. Be sure to tune in every weekday from 5 to 8 on FM 102.9, 105.9, and AM 1310. News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. Steve Scott along with Ted Bajorquez and also Lucas Davis. And joining us right now is KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Good morning, Terry.
Hey, good chilly morning. Not as chilly as yesterday morning, but still kind of cold.
No, we were below zero at this time yesterday morning, believe it or not, and that was not the wind chills. Wind chills were even colder.
I see that we set a record low yesterday morning at 8 below, but fortunately, we're not flirting with record low temperatures this morning.
And in our little contest we have between all of us on the Morning News Watch, Lucas was the winner. He predicted it was going to happen on January 24th, and it happened on January 24th, just like he said.
He's amazing. I have a job for him helping with forecasting whenever he wants to, move on to something else.
Oh, sure. Sounds good. So we had a lot of snow throughout the area. The highest amount in our KZRG listening area was reported at Anderson, Missouri. They had 10 inches. That was from a National Weather Service employee that measured that one. But a lot of snow throughout the area. Thank goodness the main roads are pretty much clear right now. But no thanks to the temperatures, because the salt does not work very well below 10 degrees.
Well, yeah. Well, thank goodness we're not at 10 degrees.
Yes.
And I do see some single digits tonight, or at least close to 10 degrees. Still going to be cold at night, but we're dry the rest of this week, which makes me super excited. I just don't want to add to the misery. And we've got some sunshine, which is awesome as well. Temperatures just really are not making much progress, though. I mean, it is warmer here the next couple of days, but then we have another Arctic front toward the end of the week, so another dose of, very cold air. But fortunately, we're dry. There's no snow accompanying this next cold front.
But I have heard a good rumor.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's like starting around Monday, we're possibly going to be back into near normal temperatures.
Well, that would be a good rumor. You're right. Yeah, Monday looks like we'll be back up into the 40s in the afternoon for that week. So that would be a nice little change of pace, a welcome change of pace, at least during the day.
A lot better than being below zero.
Amen to that.
So do you have any more snow in the forecast at all, even long range, that you're seeing?
Well, next week we may get a storm Tuesday or Wednesday, and depending on when we get that precipitation, we could see it fall as rain, or we could see it fall as something frozen, maybe a little bit of snow Tuesday night and briefly Wednesday morning. But given that that's a week out, we'll wait and see just what the timing is with that.
One last question. Do you think the rodent will make a good prediction this year or not, the groundhog?
Yes, I knew exactly who you were talking about. What I've noticed with the groundhog is apparently it does not see its shadow on a regular basis. I think it gets very excited about the possibility of spring and kind of leans that direction. So my expectation would be yes, it's going to tell us that we'll have an early spring. How's that for a forecast? Let's see what the rodent says.
All right, we'll see that. That'll be on Monday.
Yes, indeed. Terry Smith, thanks for joining us this morning.
Very good.
We'll talk to you again soon. That was KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith here on News Talk KZRG. Coming up after the news in about 10 minutes here at around 7:40 is Missouri State Senator Jill Carter. We're going to be talking to her about efforts to make the sexual grooming of children in the Show Me State illegal. We're also going to be asking her about overall updates on what's going on in Jeff City as well. If you have any questions for the senator, feel free to text them to 417-782-1310.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bajorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Minnesota change of ice command.
Trump to Iowa.
Dead protesters in Iran. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Heading for a high of 32, your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Diamond. It's 20 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino is out in Minnesota, and Border Czar Tom Homan is in after a call between President Donald Trump and Minnesota officials. Madeline Rivera reports.
The president saying Governor Tim Walz called me with a request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry saying the president agreed that this situation cannot continue. Some federal agents will begin leaving the area tomorrow, and I will continue pushing for the rest involved in this operation to go. Fry says he will be meeting with Border Czar Tom Homan today as well to talk about next steps.
Speaking of Trump, he's heading to Iowa today to begin weekly campaign-style trips ahead of the midterms.
President Trump is headed to a town just outside of Des Moines, Iowa. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt confirmed Monday.
He will be making a local visit at a local business, and then he will be giving a speech on affordability and on the economy. And I know he very much looks forward to being there, to meeting with the great people of Iowa, but also lawmakers as well.
Chief of Staff Susie Wiles has said the president will be traveling weekly ahead of this year's midterms. Recent polling has the president's approval rating anywhere between 39 and about 42%, depending on the poll. Before the 2018 midterms, President Trump's approval rating was in the low to mid-40s, poll depending, when Democrats flipped 41 House seats. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Activists counting the dead after protests were crushed in Iran have shared a new total.
At least 6,126 people were killed in the Iranian government's crackdown on protests. That from the US-based human rights activist news agency, which verifies each death with its network in Iran. But the group warns the true total may be higher still. Of the dead, the HRANA believes a little over 200 were part of government forces. 86 are listed as children. Meanwhile, Reuters reports that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier group has arrived in the region. The Trump administration not ruling out a military strike on Iran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, 20 at 7:34. News Talk, KZRG.
Well, most local schools are canceled once again today due to road conditions and freezing temperatures. This includes Joplin schools, Webb City schools, Carthage schools, Neosho schools, Miami schools, and, of course, Pittsburgh schools. So if you and your kids are part of those school districts, don't even think about showing up because those doors are locked. Please be safe out there.
The Missouri Department of Transportation is thanking you after a massive winter storm response that saw crews log over 1 million miles clearing the highways.
Officials report that traffic volumes dropped by nearly 80% as Missourians heeded warnings to stay home. Director Ed Hassinger credited this cooperation for keeping the death toll remarkably low, with only one weather-related fatality reported statewide. While major routes are clearing, MoDOT warns that secondary roads remain dangerous due to extreme cold. If you must head out, experts urge you to pack a winter kit and stay inside your vehicle if you slide off the road. More inside the KZRG app. I'm Ethan Thomas for News Talk KZRG.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 20. It's 7:35. News Talk KZRG.
That fatal shooting of a Minnesota protester by federal ICE officers has launched a fierce national debate. One that Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is throwing his hat in the ring to. He spoke with CNN about that issue and President Trump, who he claims Democrats had encouraged people to obstruct law enforcement operations.
Well, I think that the president has to answer that question. He is a deal maker, and he's getting bad advice right now. The president needs to let the American people, what is the solution? How do we bring this to conclusion? And I think only the president can answer that question because it's complicated.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt wonders what the end game is, as he doesn't believe people actually want every non-U.S. citizen deported.
Jury selection set to start in a California trial accusing Meta, TikTok, and Google of contributing to teen mental health issues.
19-year-old identified as KGM and her mother accused TikTok, Meta, and Google's YouTube of knowingly creating addictive features that led to the teen's depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. They're seeking unspecified monetary damages. Tech executives, including Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, are expected to testify in the Los Angeles trial that's set to begin on February 3rd. Snap, which was also named in the suit, recently settled. Tech companies have repeatedly pushed back against these claims, saying they've rolled out safety features to protect users. A rep for Meta tells Fox News, "We strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our long-standing commitment to supporting young people." Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo. The Neosho boys will host Glendale. Carthage is hosting Ozark. Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central. And the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
It's free of charge at your app store. Download the Zimmer Storm Center app today. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high, but there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Carl Junction, 20 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 7:39.
Dependable, always unbeatable. Big John's.
Hi, hello, it's your house, and I want to talk about resolutions. I think it's great that you want to read more and spend more time outside, but I've got a resolution too. I want to lose all this junk. And I know, it'll take a while because the garage is full and the guest bedroom is an extra storage room, but Big John's roll-off service can help.
I'm the Big John, and this is my wife, Claire.
Are you starting a New Year's resolution this year?
Then you're going to need two things, patience and a roll-off.
We can't help with the patience part, but at Big John's, we can provide the right size roll-off for all your cleanup or renovation needs.
So text us today at 417-540-0663 or go to BigJohnsRolloff.com and get your flat rate upfront price today.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big John's. Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
If you've been putting off going to the dentist out of fear, you're not alone.
A lot of people sit in our chairs and confess the same thing every day.
But here's the part they never expect.
How comfortable they can feel going to the dentist with safe and effective sedation dentistry.
It's designed to help calm your fears before you ever walk through our doors.
You stay relaxed, comfortable, and in control of any nerves or anxiety from start to finish.
So if you're ready to finally face your fear,
we're here to help you take that first step towards a better dental experience with sedation dentistry.
And we promise you won't be doing doing it alone.
Call Joplin Family Dental to discover the comfortable way to a new smile.
Or schedule an appointment at our new Carthage location today.
You can also learn more at joplindental.com.
Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Josh with Bridgewater Roofing.
Winter weather can put your roof to the test. Ice dams form when snow melts and refreezes, blocking drainage and forcing water under your roof, leading to leaks and costly repairs. Our experts inspect for damage or missing shingles. We check your ventilation system, helping your roof stand up to winter's worst.
Stay warm and worry-free. For your free winter roof inspection and to protect your property all season long, visit BridgewaterRoofing.net to schedule an appointment today.
Bridgewater Roofing takes care of you.
Hey, it's Chris Plant. Be sure to tune in to FM 102.9, AM 1310 every weekday from 9 to 11 for breaking news, commentary, and politics. News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:42. It is chilly out there this beautiful four-states morning. 20 in Joplin, 12 in Pittsburgh, 18 in Miami, 18 in the Neosho area. Joining us live this morning here on FM 102.9, 105.9 AM 1310 is Missouri State Senator Jill Carter. Senator, thank you for joining us this morning.
So good to be here inside, but it's good to be here.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you and your time, Senator. I wanted to talk to you about, we've been hearing a lot about this effort to make the sexual grooming of children in Missouri a proper crime instead of waiting for it to actually be assault, starting to make the precursors to assault a crime. And I know that you are very involved in this process on a legislative level. Can you walk us through sort of the inspiration for this idea, why we need it, and what your bill in the Senate does?
Oh, thanks for the opportunity. I want to give a shout out, first of all, to our Vulnerable Youth Advisory Board for being the tip of the spear on this initiative. This we collaborated in the interim with former judges, our prosecutors, parents, and other stakeholders in the area to try to bring this issue to the forefront. We know that grooming happens prior to any exploitation 90% of the time, and yet the only law on the books to prevent or to be able to prosecute that kind of crime only occurs when something wrong has happened. So whether that's rape or some kind of, basically physical harm. And so what we're trying to do is ensure that kids are protected before something occurs when we have a preponderance of evidence. So we've been working with the legislator at the AG's office, our prosecutors from across the state to try to thread that needle to ensure our kids are safe. Early statistics are saying that 300 million kids worldwide are impacted by sexual assault or sexual grooming. I mean, that's almost the population of the entire U.S. So this is something that a lot of people are saying is similar to a pandemic. I mean, this is something that's impacting most of our youth, and so we're trying to take that issue on and make sure that our kids are protected.
It's Missouri State Senator Jill Carter here on News Talk KZRG, News Time 745. So I know that you have proposed something in the Senate for this process. Can you walk us through some of the provisions in this effort to make this grooming illegal?
Right. No, what this bill, Senate Bill 893, will do is it makes it to where grooming actually is something that can be prosecuted. Right now, the only language that we have on the books is enticement of a child. And so that's a thin line between enticing and grooming. But grooming, we know, because we don't have anything on the books for grooming, it's left our prosecutors, in that gray area of not really knowing where the line is. And because of prior case law, it's made it difficult for them to prosecute a lot of these cases. But we're seeing, like I said, an influx of kids that are coming to either their parents, counselors at school, or just from kids that are committing suicide because they are being sexually exploited. And so this is an issue that will help deal with that, to give our prosecutors more teeth in the law to be able to prosecute those cases. It will also protect victims of those crimes by ensuring a non-tax fund that we've been receiving from the federal government to try to help support and help those people who have suffered from sexual assault or exploitation to be able to receive the help and services they need. So it's a great comprehensive bill. It was great to sit down with the AGs, our Attorney General, and members of her office a week ago to talk about this. This is a priority of hers. Like I said, this is something that a lot of states are really starting to make a priority, and I think the Show Me State should be at the tip of the spear on this issue.
Yeah, and so would this define grooming to the point of it's now letter of the law, this is what it looks like, and if anybody does these things, they're prosecuted. Is that how it works?
Yes, and like I said, it's kind of it's a very gray area, because what we don't want to have happen is have good people who are trying to help kids by giving them a meal or something, right, to make sure that they are not prosecuted. But there needs to be a preponderance of evidence. When you sat in the House hearing and listened to testimony for 4 hours with parents who brought binders up full of inappropriate text, and yet a prosecutor cannot do anything about that, that's where the problem lies. There should be a preponderance of evidence that you're not only, you're basically stalking or enticing, taking a lot of those definitions into consideration and threading that needle so our prosecutors have the language and law to actually prosecute.
Right. And it's some things, I've seen. It's Missouri State Senator Jill Carter here on News Talk KZRG. It's things like an adult texting a kid, 800 times a day. Like right now, the letter of the law says that's technically not illegal, but boy, howdy, does that have a huge psychological impact on our kids and is absolutely a precursor to future abuse, right?
Well, yes, and you see, again, the law, enticement has always been the standard, to be able to prosecute these crimes. But that was decades ago, long before digital access to kids. And so what's happening is, like I said, 300 million children across the world that are being, approached and sexually exploited. It's becoming an epidemic, not a pandemic, but it's becoming an epidemic, and it's something that we really need to start addressing. And for the most part, parents have no idea that this is going on. And there's a lot of shame that surrounds kids that are experiencing this. So you're seeing an increase in suicide when cases like this happen because they don't know what to do. Kids don't know what to do. So we need to make it first culturally acceptable for parents and kids to have this conversation, to say, listen, if somebody approaches you or sends an inappropriate image or they ask you for an inappropriate image, that's wrong. First, we have to make it culturally wrong for our kids to be targeted that way. Then we can go after them.
Absolutely. It's Missouri State Senator Jill Carter here on KZRG. Senator, it seems like there's a lot of bipartisan support in this effort. We've talked to a number of people on this show now about this. It seems like there's a pretty much across the board, people like the idea of making grooming of children illegal. But as you and I know, there's only so much time to touch on so many bills. Is there concern that despite the support for this effort, it just won't be prioritized and given floor time and passed? Or are you pretty confident this is going to be something that's a priority for the Missouri State Legislature?
No, I do think that this will be a priority. It's this kind of legislation, actually, that will probably move in the Senate. And I'm very confident that with the support of leadership in the House, it will move quickly through the House. So this is the kind of bipartisan support that we're looking for legislation, because right now, with the state of the Senate, things are a little dicey. And so what we're trying to do is look for those kind of pieces of legislation that can be bipartisan, and this fits the bill.
Right. Missouri State Senator Jill Carter here on KZRG. I know there's a lot going on in Jeff City, but sometimes people just aren't really sure what or what goes on there. Can you give us kind of like a 10,000-foot overview of what it is lawmakers are up to in Jeff City at this stage of the legislative session?
Well, there's a lot going on, and this will be the fourth week. We're going into the fourth week of session. And so this week we'll have the state of the judiciary from the Supreme Court and hear from them. There are some concerns around how our Supreme Court is chosen. So there's that debate and conversation happening in the legislature. There's also a conversation about property taxes, right? We're still trying to deal with that. How a state taxing board can basically leverage their position over our local assessors and force the influx of more tax increases. So we're talking about that, taking that on. There's a committee moving forward with that. We have legislation that will help with truth in sentencing. That's a priority of the governors. It's a privilege to work with Senator Curtis Trent and also Senator Nicola on this in the Senate. like I said, the governor brought this up in his State of the State address, making sure that criminals do the time once they're in jail is vitally important to not only the confidence of those victims, but also to those people who are on the front lines, which is our law enforcement. It's discouraging to talk to them to hear that, they'll put somebody behind bars, risk their life to do that, and then find out they're out in 5 months when their sentencing was 5 years. So we're taking that on. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces right now, but a lot of really good things.
Nice. It's Missouri State Senator Jill Carter here on KZRG. Senator, thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Stay warm out there, guys. Thank you so much.
As to you, Senator. Have a good one. Coming up next, in just a few moments here, your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos on News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high. But there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Do you want the same old dinner and flowers as everyone else for Valentine's Day, or an entire experience? Make it an unforgettable night. Book the Anvil Axe Company Valentine's Special. 2 hours of axe throwing, plus a gourmet dinner for two prepared by Chef Brian for just $95. Time slots available at 5 and 8 Valentine's night. Hurry, these fill up fast. Reserve the Valentine's Special with dinner for two and axe throwing for just $95 at AnvilAxeCo.com. If you get a friend's night out, make it count. Do something different, something memorable. Get to the only place that's forged for fun. Anvil Axe Company. Check out their interactive targets and play games everyone loves, like Battleship and Catchphrase with throwing axes. Or enjoy cornhole, darts, ping pong, plus the snack bar with ice-cold beer. Plus, you can join axe throwing leagues for all levels. Grab your friends and try something new at Anvil Axe Company, just south of Joplin, or book online at AnvilAxeCo.com.
When your pet feels their best, you can see it. In every wag, every stretch, every happy moment. They truly are my best friends. And that's why I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep them healthy and happy.
At Pinnacle Vet Clinic in Neosho, grooming is more than a beauty routine. It's an important part of keeping your pet healthy, inside and out. Regular grooming helps maintain healthy skin and coat, keeps ears clean, and nails neatly trimmed. Little details like that make a big difference in your pet's comfort and well-being. And you can trust the same Pinnacle Vet Clinic team for your regular vet visits and grooming, which makes it easier on you and your dog. They take the time to make each grooming visit relaxing and safe, so every pet feels cared for and comfortable. Help your pets thrive with a grooming appointment with Pinnacle Vet Clinic. Find them online at pinnaclevetclinic.com or on Facebook. When you want the best for your pets, go to Pinnacle Vet Clinic on Hammer Road in Neosho.
Daniel, the phones are blowing up again, and this winter storm's got everyone's electricity acting wild.
How wild?
Customer number 1 said their house is having mood swings worse than teenagers without Wi-Fi.
Ooh, that's serious. No Wi-Fi? That's end of the world stuff right there.
I told them we can fix the flickering and install a generator so they never lose power again.
That's right. When in doubt, just iPocket.
Okay, customer number 2 says their cousin told them to tap the breaker with a spoon.
A spoon? Why is it always a spoon?
Exactly what I said. I told them, put it down and step away slowly.
That's right. Friends don't let friends spoon their electrical panel.
And then customer number 3 says their generator only starts when her husband goes outside and performs what she calls the snowstorm shuffle.
If your generator requires interpretive dance to function, it's time to iPocket with iPoc Electric and Solar. We're ready to be your winter storm electrical team. Stay warm, stay safe with iPoc Electric. Start today at iPocElectric.com.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And You'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Catch my show every weekday. It all starts at 2 for honest news, truthful news on News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
To win it, be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question at 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Oh, Ted, what is today's question?
We have a little solar system question for you here. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? 417-782-1310. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? Not which one is the closest, not which one is the farthest. Which one gets around the sun the fastest? 417-782-1310. There's only so many planets, and Pluto doesn't count anymore.
That's true.
Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? 417-782-1310. Steve, what are we giving away here?
A complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos, and it's good stuff.
Earth orbits the sun in about 365 days. Which planet orbits it the quickest? Quicker than Earth? 417-782-1310. Ghetto Taco, complimentary taco, that is. Free chips and salsa. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? I'll give you a hint. It is closer to the sun than Earth. It's about 0.4 AU. AU is astronomical unit. 1 astronomical unit is the distance from the Earth to the sun. So it is less than half of the distance to the sun than Earth is. That's a little hint for you. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest?
There's only 2.
There's only 2 that it could be.
That's right, because Earth is the third rock from the sun.
That's true. There's a TV show based off of it. Wayne Knight is in it.
That's right.
He's Newman from Seinfeld. 417-782-1310. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? It's half the distance from Earth, actually less than half the distance from the sun than Earth is what I mean to say.
You have a 50-50 chance of winning if you call right now, 417-782-1310.
We're talking free lunch here. Free lunch. Which planet orbits the sun the quickest? I'll give you another hint. This is a dead giveaway here. It starts with the letter M. It starts with the letter M. 417-782-1310. What's a planet that's closer to the sun than Earth that starts with the letter M? I'll give you another hint. It's also an element you can find on Earth.
You can get poisoning by it if you eat too much tuna.
Hey, we have a phone call.
417-782-1310. Which planet orbits the Earth the quickest? News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
Mercury.
There it is. Who do we got here?
Joe.
Hey, Joe, what's your favorite radio station?
News Talk 1310, man.
Oh, love to hear it, Joe. Don't go anywhere, my good friend. We'll be with you in just a second here. And you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos. Stay on the line for us here, Joe. Yeah, Mercury. Mercury orbits the sun in about 88 days. So for us, a year is 365. For Mercury, it's only 88 days.
Wow.
Yeah. It's about half as far from the sun as Earth is. Little factoid for you. Good morning.
The 4 states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 8 o'clock.
The First Lady wants Americans to unite. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. After all the protests and anger in Minnesota over immigration enforcement raids and shootings, Melania Trump tells Fox this morning.
I'm against the violence, so if you protest in peace.
And we need to unify in these times.
President Trump has put Border Czar Tom Homan in charge of operations down in Minnesota. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino is leaving along with other agents, which is what Democratic leaders in the state have been demanding. The president had phone calls with the governor and Minneapolis mayor.
Homan operates differently than Bovino, whose aggressive tactics are considered more aligned with DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and top White House advisor Stephen Miller.
Fox's Matt Finn in Minneapolis.
DHS tells Fox it is reviewing body camera video from officers involved in the shooting death of Alex Preddy on Saturday. Preddy was seen using a cell phone video to take video and was getting near immigration agents. DHS is also investigating the possibility that the gun Preddy had on him, which video appears to show an officer removing, may have accidentally fired after Preddy was on the ground.
We have an update on the protests in Iran calling for regime change amid economic turmoil. They were stopped by security forces, and a U.S. human rights group now says that crackdown left more than 6,200 protesters dead. The storm cleanup continues from New Mexico all the way to Maine. 18 states got a foot of snow, and the South got a lot of thick ice.
We've got a long way to go, and we know that.
Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves tells Fox they keep trying to restore power.
It hasn't gotten above freezing since sometime Saturday. And so that's really creating some challenges. We have a real opportunity today. We are anticipating that we may have a couple of 3 hours this afternoon in which we have both sunlight as well as temperatures slightly above freezing.
There are still 140,000 power outages in Mississippi, even more in Tennessee. Airlines have also canceled more than 1,400 flights again today. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG heading for a high of 32. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 8:08. Lots of sunshine. It's cold. 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Webb City. It's 20 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. A judge is weighing whether to allow April votes on new Missouri property tax caps.
February 10th. That's the date promised by Judge Christopher Limbaugh on a decision. In 75 counties, voter approval would limit future increases in property tax bills to 5% or the rate of inflation, whichever's greater. And then in 22 Missouri counties, voter approval would mean individual property tax bills could not increase. Limbaugh already dismissed one challenge to the law that also provided incentives for professional sports stadiums. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Last Tuesday, the Joplin City Council voted to annex land from the old Wildwood Ranch 6-3 to join the city, then voted 7-2 to rezone it for heavy industrial use, paving the way for what could potentially be an AI data center. Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez said none of that was unusual for a city council meeting. What was unusual, however, were the amount of people in attendance.
I've talked to people that said they spent 2.5, 3 hours in just the stairwells trying to get to the chamber so they could hear what's going on. Never heard anything that was going on. Decided that wasn't the best way to spend their evening, so they ended up leaving. But we had tons and tons of people come to Joplin City Hall to the point where, you know, our fire department is getting a little concerned should there be an emergency that happened.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt raising concerns over federal tactics in Minneapolis after a man was fatally shot by federal immigration officials over the weekend.
What's the goal right now? Is it to deport every single non-U.S. citizen? I don't think that's what Americans want. We have to stop politicizing this. We need real solutions on immigration reform. And I believe that I've got a great solution, that we should give the states the authority to do workforce permits.
Stitt says that President Trump is getting some bad advice right now, but he understands it's a very complicated issue at hand. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine 2805. News Talk, KZRG.
A woman from Springfield could get 2 decades in prison for mail fraud. Oh, mail fraud. You're in a lot of trouble, buddy. 49-year-old Christy Engel admitted to submitting false documents to the Missouri Department of Revenue to obtain mechanics, liens, and titles for vehicles that had previously been reported stolen. Get the full details inside the KZRG app.
The city of Neosho has a new public works director. Bo Noah brings nearly a decade of dedicated service to the city of Neosho as he will oversee the streets, recycling center, and drainage operations. The city says that Bo has earned multiple professional certifications, including in advanced equipment, MIR-MA safety training, and several FEMA emergency management certifications. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo, the Neosho boys will host Glendale, Carthage is hosting Ozark, Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Download the Zimmer Storm Center app today. It's free of charge at your app store. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunshine and a little bit of warmth, just a little bit. 32 today, 36 tomorrow, 38 Thursday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection and find new furniture to brighten your home at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store today.
Clean sweep on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar right now. It's 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Webb City, 20 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time now, going on 8:08.
The chill is here, and the last thing you need is a heating system that doesn't work. Get out of the cold and call A1 Climate Control today. They're ready to earn your business with competitive pricing and years of experience. And if you need a new system, A1 has made it easier than ever with financing available. Get 12 months, no interest with credit approval. A1 is ready to install the right Amana heating and air unit to fit your needs. Call A1 to schedule an HVAC checkup today. 417-627-0411.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Lowe's knows how to turn big plans into real results. Whether it's new appliances or a home refresh, get started with 12-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more with a MyLowe's Rewards credit card, January 15th through the 30th. So you can invest in your upgrade now and pay over time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer subject to credit approval and cannot be combined. Minimum monthly payment required. See store or Lowe's.com for details.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And
that's
with a trusted.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
You're listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
8:10 is the KZRG news time. 20 in Joplin, 12 in Pittsburgh, 18 in Miami, 18 in Neosho, making Pittsburgh the winner of the worst place to be right now.
That's where Tom is from, our buddy down the hall.
Our buddy Thomas lives there.
It's going to be increasingly cloudy today, so we're going to be getting rid of the sunshine. 32 for the high today. Southwest winds gusting, actually they're going to become calm in the afternoon, so they're not going to be gusting anymore. Mostly cloudy tonight. Overnight low down to around 10. Sunny with a high of 36 for tomorrow. Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 38. And then we got a cold front coming through. Friday, 21 for the high. 1 below for the low on Friday night. And then back up to around 20 for the high on Saturday. 32 on Sunday. Wow. Into the lower 40s on Monday. So it's looking like we're going to get a warm-up maybe at the first of the week.
Flood watch on Monday.
Woo! All right. And by the way, with what?
It was a joke because all the snow will be melting.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve's like, wait, what?
What? Huh?
What's happening?
I haven't heard that.
No, it's a bit of a weather comedy here, folks, in case you got worried.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Go ahead and just show yourself the door there, Lucas. No, News Talk KZRG. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on things for you, as we always do. School closures in the area pretty much across the board. Any city you can think of, those schools are going to be closed today. Just keep that in mind. You go to newstalkkzrg.com for details. Trash services in Joplin will not be happening today. So if you are a Joplin resident waiting on trash, there's a little update for you there as well. Some national news. We're still following what's going on in Minnesota with ICE. And the big news this morning is Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino will be leaving Minnesota. If you didn't know who Gregory was, basically he was in charge of what was happening in terms of ICE operations in Minnesota. He is stepping out of the way and allowing one Mr. Tom Homan to take over operations in Minnesota. They're bringing in the big guns.
Oh, yay. Let's clap. Let's applaud.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big guns were already there, and they got butthurt at how the big guns were handling the situation, so they just wanted to change a face in Minnesota.
I mean, I would argue Tom Homan is a bigger gun than Gregory Bavino.
But I bet Gregory Bavino was a no-nonsense guy, and that's why they're getting him out of there, because they want somebody who's more recognizable with a face.
Oh, I see. Just for the image of authoritativeness, of authority. I could see that. That makes sense. Now, the left... When this was broke, it was kind of funny because they announced Gregory Bavino was leaving. They said the head of Minnesota's ICE is leaving the state. And the left, cheered and cheered and cheered.
And Tom Homan's coming in.
And then an hour later, Trump said Tom Homan's moving in. And be careful what you wish for, leftos, because daddy's home. Basically. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, quote, he is going to very much continue to lead Customs and Border Patrol throughout and across the country. Mr. Homan will be the main point of contact on the ground in Minneapolis to follow up, end quote. And the President of the United States said that Homan will be reporting directly to him on this issue.
If they wanted to have this conversation between Trump and Walz and do all this, buddy, goody stuff, like how about Walz gets out there and tells those people to stop acting like idiots and getting in the way of ICE?
You mean the protesters or the ICE?
The protesters. Like get out there and like if you want Trump to take it easy on your citizens, tell your citizens to quit being idiots.
Yeah, but
tell them to get out of there and get out of the way of the ICE. And guess what? Bet you no one gets shot.
But it appears that a lot of the citizens that are doing the
browsers, grrr. Yeah. And now a lot of people are throwing their hat in the ring in this Minnesota saga, which is crazy because I got to be honest. I know this is like an offensive thing to say. Minnesota was like peak flyover state. I'd never heard of anything going on in Minnesota ever. And suddenly it's the top state in the country in terms of focal point right now, out of nowhere. But even Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt was speaking with news outlets just the other day about what was happening in Minnesota. So this is a public perception issue that is sort of affecting the whole country. Take a listen to what Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt had to say about it.
The Biden era of 4 years of open border policies was disastrous. So broad agreement, President Trump closed the border, promised to get violent criminals out of our country, and I think everybody agrees with that. But now Americans are asking themselves, what is the end game? What is the solution? And, we believe in federalism and state rights, and nobody likes feds coming into their state.
What are your thoughts on that? And we're going to play another Stitt clip in a second here, but just what you just heard.
Well, I disagree with him on one thing, and that is the fact that he's saying nobody wants people to get the illegal aliens out of the country.
That's the next clip. This clip that you just heard.
On this particular clip, I think that there needs to be a process. I agree with some of the things that Lucas has said in the past, that one of the things that really shake it up is if the federal government would start arresting the local officials that are inciting people to go out and riot.
Interesting.
I think cracks are starting to show in the armor. I think you're starting to see different Republicans around the country starting to cave in a little bit to the left, and they're whining about how ICE is handling these protesters. And like I said, that's the first step you get when you find a little crack in the armor, and then you exploit it, and all of a sudden the movement's destroyed. So we'll see.
Yeah, no. Something I do agree with Stitt in that clip is the specific idea that no state likes the feds to come in and tell them what to do. As someone that is extremely pro states' rights and states' power over the feds, I agree with that. So I could understand and sympathize a little bit with the idea of a state government being a little upset that they're being, sort of steamrolled by the feds, right?
But when the state government says, hey, illegal aliens, come on in. We welcome you. We will protect you. We're not going to let the federal government do anything against you, even though you broke federal law. That's not the right way to go.
Of course. And by the way, there's a middle ground between letting the feds completely steamroll your state and that. There is a middle ground. I'm not saying I'm pro the second
get rid of the sanctuary policies.
Yeah, that would be a great middle ground, for instance. It's a great idea, Steve. Look at that. You should run for president. I want to play for you this other Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt clip regarding what's going on in Minnesota right now. Take a listen to this.
What's the goal right now? Is it to deport every single non-U.S. citizen? I don't think that's what Americans want. We have to stop politicizing this. We need real solutions on immigration reform. And I believe that I've got a great solution, that we should give the states the authority to do workforce permits.
Thoughts on that?
No, that's wrong.
I would agree it's wrong. I think he's just caving in, which I think that's going to cost Republicans more at the election and the midterms. The fact that they're caving in on what was one of the main reasons why people voted for Trump in the last election.
And that's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because I'm going to throw a grenade, this grenade into this conversation, is that now political strategists are getting a little nervous about how these optics are going to affect Republicans in midterms. We're now seeing reports from Republican incumbents saying this is not a good look for them in their district, and they are now having to defend some of this, and it's becoming more and more politically difficult.
Start pointing out that the Democrats are the ones that love all the illegal actions of the illegal immigrants and the protesters. Start pointing that out big time.
Yeah.
Start arresting the protesters even more. Start arresting the people that push it, like the mayor of Minneapolis that's telling the ICE to get the blank out of town. Tell that to the governor that encourages rioters to go out and riot. Tell them. Start arresting them. Then you'll see it turn around.
Yeah, well, first off, I think Republicans have been very vocal about the left being the ones that love illegal immigrants. I think we're all pretty aware that that's the...
You got to keep pounding it, because otherwise, if you don't keep pounding it, then the other side will get their point of view across by their pounding on saying, get the blank out of our town.
Mm-hmm.
All Republicans had to do was what they said they were going to do at the start of the election
Which is what they're trying to do.
But they're not.
Do you mean
not doing it? They haven't done anything through these first year and a half, and that's why they're going to lose the midterm.
Do you mean broadly, or do you mean with illegal migrants?
I'm talking about broadly. I'm talking about literally what Trump campaigned on. The only thing he did properly, which was shut the border down,
Which he nailed. He nailed that one.
Trump is not at fault for any of this. It is Congress 100% for why they're going to lose midterms, because they did nothing to help Trump out with what he said he was going to do during the election process.
Right.
All he was able to do was pretty much shut down the border. Everything else, he's had roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock.
Which were thrown in by a lot of the Democrats because of them judge shopping and causing it to tie it up in court.
That's not really an excuse when you control the House and
when
you're in control of everything, you can't blame the Democrats for that.
Right.
There are plenty of instances where Republicans could not get out of their own way in getting Trump's agenda across.
Right, and that's something that a while ago we spoke with Missouri U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson, and this is not a direct quote. I don't mean to put words in his mouth, but the general idea that he told us is he goes, in his opinion, it was a shame because Republicans were so jazzed up and so excited about the one big beautiful bill, and then once that got across the finish line, they kind of stopped doing things. And again, that's not a direct quote, but that's what Congressman Burleson told us here on KZRG. Is he was frustrated that his colleagues just kind of stopped pushing forward. So I would agree with you, Lucas. Like the idea that it's the Democrats' fault, I think, is a little bit tired of an excuse, considering Republicans do control all three branches. That being said, yes, the Democrats absolutely have done their fair share of not making it easier by any means, but they are not the power players right now.
But I will disagree with you on one point.
Oh, let's
when
hear
the
it.
Democrats go and shop for judges that they are on their side and throw national blockages of everything going on, that is the Democrats causing a roadblock. Now, a lot of their lawsuits have gotten overthrown over time.
But it slows it down, right?
But it slows it down.
Right.
And so that's one of the reasons why it slowed down is because the Democrats and their actions of picking judges to bring national blockages of the Trump administration's action.
Zero doubt. I do not disagree, and I'm not arguing against that. I am arguing, in addition to that Congress needs to do more.
I agree.
And now we're coming around to the midterms, and Republican strategists are getting nervous about the ICE optics and what it could mean for Republican incumbents for these midterms. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we don't have a deep blue wave. I'm getting nervous though. I really thought Trump had it in the bag in terms of keeping, both pretty much all three branches red in the midterms. But with this ICE thing, I'm getting nervous that some people might cave. Some Republicans.
I was nervous well before ICE.
You think so?
Well before ICE. I mean, Republicans have been tripping over their own feet for the past 6 to 8 months, and now we're going to have another government shutdown on top of it.
Yeah, that's not a good look for the party in charge of all three branches.
It's ridiculous. They're going to lose every power that they had because they couldn't get anything done in this first year and a half.
What are your thoughts? Where do you think we're wrong? Where do you think we're right? Do you fit somewhere in the middle here? Leave us an open mic message or text us at 417-782-1310.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
ICE agents got a win yesterday in a court ruling arguing that ICE does have the right to arrest, detain, and pepper spray protesters in Minnesota without probable cause. It kind of looks like these protests are about to heat up.
Number 2.
Speaking of ICE, the controversy surrounding it now apparently puts Republican incumbents in a tougher situation for the midterms. Political strategists now worried that these perceptions might mean for Republicans seeking re-election. Will this issue factor into the president's decision-making moving forward?
Number 1.
According to MoDOT, road conditions are mostly clear with a few portions of Highway 43 partially covered south of Joplin. Major thoroughfares mostly clear, but side roads continue to be an issue. Please drive carefully.
By the way, Chris texted us a correction at 417-782-1310. You can always text us. I had made the half-sarcastic comment earlier that nothing ever happens in Minnesota, and suddenly they're the forefront of political discourse. Chris corrected me and reminded me George Floyd was killed in Minnesota. He was killed in Minneapolis. I totally forgot that that's where that happened. They
love their martyrs there in Minnesota.
Yeah, apparently big martyr state. Home of the martyrs. So thanks for that correction, Chris.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
Where is it still difficult for you to cruise around this morning in the 4 states? Where are the problem areas? Let us know so we can let everyone else know. Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message. Coming up, a look at technology with Kim Commando on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high. But there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Morris from the Joplin Expo. The Joplin Home Show is back for a two-day event. Join us February 7th and 8th at the new Joplin Expo. Enjoy free entry, plenty of free parking, and a free swag bag at the door. Plus, giveaways from our vendors. Homeowners can browse over 40,000 square feet of displays and demonstrations to find ideas, inspiration, and solutions for every room in the house. You'll meet local and regional contractors, builders, and home entertainment specialists face-to-face. You can ask questions and book projects on the spot. Plus, explore new categories like home audio, smart home technology, outdoor living, and even motorsports to complement your lifestyle. This is a fresh take on the classic Joplin Home Show you remember, updated, expanded, and designed to become an annual staple as we grow. It all happens inside our brand new, centrally located Joplin Expo, the largest in the area. Vendor applications are now being accepted, so reserve your booth today at joplinexpo.com. Don't miss the inaugural Joplin Home Show, February 7th and 8th at the Joplin Expo.
Zimmer Marketing is proud to partner with local businesses and encourage you to shop local first.
You can find the supplies you need to make the best snacks and beverages for your big game celebrations at Allied Restaurant Supply. Watch the battle of the best while you cook with the equipment the professionals use.
This is Daniel from Allied Restaurant Supply. Come see us at 1316 South Main in Joplin.
Local businesses are the backbone of our communities. Zimmer Marketing encourages you to shop local first.
I say we set some goals together this year.
Ooh, I like it. Let's make some changes. Hey, let's travel. Let's save money. Let's lose 30 pounds.
Whoa, take it easy there. Let's start with 15 pounds. I want goals that we can actually accomplish.
I would like to feel more accomplished.
Agreed. I know what we'll do. We'll start with a call to Begaway.
Okay. And exactly how will that make me feel more accomplished?
Well, it helps make sure our home and business is protected from all the pests, including termites.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory. You can make sure you're protecting your biggest asset this year with a call to Bugaway Pest Control.
With our Pest Away plans, you can have regular year-round services with hassle-free scheduling.
And of course, it comes with Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee. Make sure your home or business is protected this year. Get started on your Pest Away plan at bugawaypc.com.
We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs away.
Customer satisfaction is our number one goal at Bugaway Pest Control.
Let's talk about job security. Yesterday, Amazon fired 14,000, 10% of the workforce. 14,000 other jobs were cut last October. It wasn't finance-driven or AI. This was something employees never saw coming. I'm Kim Commando for ExpressVPN. When you're online, you're tracked. Keep your activity private and secure. Get protected now and get 4 extra months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. 28,000 layoffs is a big deal, even for Amazon. If it wasn't a financial decision or jobs being replaced by AI, what was it? The answer, according to Amazon CEO Andy Jasser, is culture. Those employees in Amazon Web Services, retail sales, Prime Video, and HR did not fit in. They were involved in too many meetings, too much bureaucracy, too many mid-level bosses. Companies are not impressed by the appearance of being busy anymore. Today, you either produce or you're out. Get my 5-star rated newsletter free at getkim.com. Ever heard of the audience effect? It's when we change our behavior when we think we're being watched. Well, online, we're always being watched. Your internet provider tracks everything you do, even in private mode. That's why I use ExpressVPN. It's the tool I trust to keep my internet connection protected. With one click, it hides everything I do online and sends it through a secure connection so no one can see or track my online activity. Here's the best part. ExpressVPN works across all your devices, your phone, laptop, tablet, even your smart TV. One subscription protects up to 8 devices, so your whole family stays secure. Don't wait. Protect your family's internet connection today with ExpressVPN. Right now, you can get my special offer of 4 extra months with ExpressVPN. Just go to expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim for 4 extra months of privacy protection. Don't wait. Check it out right now at expressvpn.com/Kim.
Join me, Buck Sexton, and our good friend Clay Travis every weekday starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk. KZRG. Minnesota change of ice command.
Trump to Iowa.
Dead protesters in Iran. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 32. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 8:38. Sunshine, 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Galena, 20 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino is out of Minnesota and Border Czar Tom Homan is in. That after a call between President Donald Trump and Minnesota officials. Madeline Rivera has the story.
The president saying Governor Tim Walz called me with a request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry saying the president agreed that this situation cannot continue. Some federal agents will begin leaving the area tomorrow, and I will continue pushing for the rest involved in this operation to go. Fry says he will be meeting with Border Czar Tom Homan today as well to talk about next steps.
President Trump heads to Iowa today as he begins weekly campaign-style trips ahead of the midterms.
President Trump is headed to a town just outside of Des Moines, Iowa. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt confirmed Monday.
He will be making a local visit at a local business, and then he will be giving a speech on affordability and on the economy. And I know he very much looks forward to being there, to meeting with the great people of Iowa, but also lawmakers as well.
Chief of Staff Susie Wiles has said the president will be traveling weekly ahead of this year's midterms. Recent polling has the president's approval rating anywhere between 39 and about 42%, depending on the poll. Before the 2018 midterms, President Trump's approval rating was in the low to mid 40s, poll depending, when Democrats flipped 41 House seats. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Activists counting the dead after protests were crushed in Iran have shared a new total.
At least 6,126 people were killed in the Iranian government's crackdown on protests. That from the US-based human rights activist news agency, which verifies each death with its network in Iran. But the group warns the true total may be higher still. Of the dead, the HRANA believes a little over 200 were part of government forces. 86 are listed as children. Meanwhile, Reuters reports that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier group has arrived in the region. The Trump administration not ruling out a military strike on Iran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Sunshine, it's 20, it's 8:33. News Talk, KZRG.
The Missouri Department of Transportation is thanking the public after a massive winter storm response that saw crews log over 1 million miles clearing highways.
Officials report that traffic volumes dropped by nearly 80% as Missourians heeded warnings to stay home. Director Ed Hassinger credited this cooperation for keeping the death toll remarkably low, with only one weather-related fatality reported statewide. While major routes are clearing, MoDOT warns that secondary roads remain dangerous due to extreme cold. If you must head out, experts urge you to pack a winter kit and stay inside your vehicle if you slide off the road. More inside the KZRG app. I'm Ethan Thomas for News Talk KZRG.
A woman from Springfield could get 2 decades in prison for mail fraud. 49-year-old Christy Engel admitted to submitting false documents to the Missouri Department of Revenue to obtain mechanics liens and titles for vehicles that had previously been reported stolen. Full details in the KZRG app. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine 20, it's now 8:34. News Talk, KZRG.
The fatal shooting of a Minnesota protester by a federal ICE officer has launched a fierce national debate. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt talked with CNN about it. about President Trump, who claims Democrats had encouraged people to obstruct law enforcement operations.
Well, I think that the president has to answer that question. He is a deal maker, and he's getting bad advice right now. The president needs to let the American people, what is the solution? How do we bring this to conclusion? And I think only the president can answer that question because it's complicated.
Stitt wonders what the end game is, as he doesn't believe people actually want every non-U.S. citizen deported, even though that's kind of what we voted for.
Jury selection is set to start in a California trial accusing Meta, TikTok, and Google of contributing to teen mental health issues.
19-year-old identified as KGM and her mother accused TikTok, Meta, and Google's YouTube of knowingly creating addictive features that led to the teen's depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. They're seeking unspecified monetary damages. Tech executives, including Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, are expected to testify in the Los Angeles trial that's set to begin on February 3rd. Snap, which was also named in the suit, recently settled. Tech companies have repeatedly pushed back against these claims, saying they've rolled out safety features to protect users. A rep for Meta tells Fox News, "We strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our long-standing commitment to supporting young people." Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action tonight, the Pelicans are at the Thunder. In D2 basketball, the MSSU men's and women's games at home against Fort Smith, Arkansas have been moved from tomorrow to Thursday because of icy travel conditions in Arkansas. More schedule updates. The MSSU men's and women's game versus PSU will be made up on separate dates. The Lion women will be at PSU on Monday, February 2nd, while the Pitt State men will host MSSU on Monday, February 16th. In prep basketball, tentatively tonight, the Joplin boys will host Kickapoo. The Neosho boys will host Glendale. Carthage is hosting Ozark. Webb City boys and girls are hosting Central. And the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Northeast Vernon County. That's your Crossing Construction Sports Report. Lucas Davis, News Talk, KZRG.
It's free at your app store. Download the Zimmer Storm Center app today. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 9 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week, but there certainly is a whole lot of cold temperatures, including today. Now, today's warmer than yesterday. A few clouds, 32 today, near 10 tonight. Tomorrow's a little bit warmer, 36. Thursday, 38 the high, but there's more cold air on the way Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Sunshine 18 in Neosho, 12 in Pittsburgh. It's 20 in Carthage, 20 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:38.
Affordable, dependable, always unbeatable. Big John's.
Hi, hello, it's your house, and I want to talk about resolutions. I think it's great that you want to read more and spend more time outside, but I've got a resolution too. I want to lose all this junk. And I know, it'll take a while because the garage is full and the guest bedroom is an extra storage room, but Big John's roll-off service can help.
I'm the Big John, and this is my wife, Claire.
Are you starting a New Year's resolution this year?
Then you're going to need two things, patience and a roll-off.
We can't help with the patience part, but at Big John's, we can provide the right size roll-off for all your cleanup or renovation needs.
So text us today at 417-540-0663 or go to BigJohnsRolloff.com and get your flat rate upfront price today.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big John's.
Tyler's has the carpet you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
It's not me, it's you. I realize that we've had some good times, hosted a lot of parties, you stood up to my three boys, but after 15 years, I'm starting to think it's time to move on. It's just...
Honey, are you talking to the carpet again?
Maybe?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's time to get us an appointment with the chief right now so he can help you get through this breakup.
Hi, this is Ron, the chief carpetologist at Tyler's Carpet in the Ocean. If you know you need to break up with the flooring in your home, we've got years of experience counseling families on how to pick out a perfect quality replacement for you. Give us a call so we can help you.
Good morning. We're talking about the evolution of technology in cars. Lucas made the point that when what was it?
Basically, we were talking the carburetor. They took the carburetor out of the car, and that made it to where a lot of people could no longer work on their car. Like, that was kind of the defining moment of when you had to start taking your car to a mechanic every time.
It wasn't even like,
because then you started seeing the chips and all that kind of stuff to where you had to have.
But isn't that, so here's my counter to that. Is that not the evolution in technology? Because I like that my car has self-start. For when it's -8 degrees, I can start my car remotely from my apartment and let it warm up while I'm at home.
You know what I don't like? That the government can shut my car down when I'm driving 55 miles an hour because they think that I created it or that I caused an accident.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's a fair point. No doubt about it. I would agree with that. But as technology gets more advanced and we get better stuff, like our not cost of living, but our like amenities of life are just better than that.
I will counter with
right. I mean, but you could agree with that, right?
Say a new
like
stove. You're replacing an old stove that doesn't have any. It's just an old gas stove from the 50s. Runs like a charm. I would take that if I know that's going to work for the next 40 years for me and my family over what, like, I just bought a stove 2 years ago. Supposedly all the new gadgets and whistles on all these new stoves, like the boards and everything, they all go bad within 5 years. And then it costs more to get those little boards replaced in the new appliances than the whole appliance itself.
Yeah, so you might as well
So you
just buy
essentially just have to buy a whole new one in 10 years.
Right.
That's the trade-off where you get is the new technology, the buzzers and whistles, those fail.
Right.
And I mean,
That's
you
your
just
point.
have
The more complicated
Right.
you make it, the more fail points.
So you have to decide whether I want, like, the fridge that I can see what's inside of it without having to open it,
Or
and
just open
risk
the
it
fridge.
breaking in 5 years because of that feature requires it for it to run, or just a normal fridge that's going to last 15 to 20 years. But I can't see inside of it.
Since we're done with the news.
Yeah, I could see that trade-off, but like for me as a Zoomer, I would make that trade-off. Maybe
And
not
me
the
as a
fridge
millennial,
one.
I'm not. So that's where the difference is.
The fridge one is so stupid. That one I agree with.
But I mean, it's every appliance has, there's something new, or like washers and dryers have, you can tell when it's dry, like a cinch dry or whatever before time dry and all that now.
Yeah.
Most of it all is just like the touchscreen stuff. Like all that goes bad quickly, and that's what is a boatload to fix.
Right.
Like a lot of the technological advances that you're talking about, the touch screens, like my stove has a warmer on it now, like just one spot where it can just warm and you just leave it there. All that's the stuff that goes bad.
Yeah.
It's not the actual stove itself. It's just the
It's
BS.
all the
Yes.
amenities. Well, then just let the amenities go bad.
And that's what I'm saying. Have a workaround.
Right.
To where you don't have to buy a whole new stove if that goes out.
Yeah.
Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
8:43 is the KZRG news time. Still snowy, still cold, still a little icy. 20 in Joplin, 14 in Pittsburgh, 19 in Miami, 19 in Neosho.
And today it's going to get up to 32 and get increasingly cloudy as the day goes on. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 10 above. Tomorrow, back to sunshine, 36 for the high. And then tomorrow night, increasing clouds with a low of 19. Mostly cloudy with a high of 38 on Thursday. Down to 11 above on Thursday night as we have another cold front going through. 21 for the high with mostly sunny on Friday.
21.
1 below. That's right, 1 below for the overnight low on Friday night with partly cloudy. Back up to 20 on Saturday, 32 on Sunday. Oh, wow, 42, mostly sunny on Monday. So I can't wait till Monday.
Monday. We'll have it all here for you on News Talk KZRG. Also, the Zimmer Storm Center app. Great way to follow along with all things weather. A couple of things here. We got a text from Charlene. Charlene texted us at 417-782-1310 asking about trash services in Joplin. And quick update for you is residential trash collection for the city of Joplin will not be happening today. It didn't happen yesterday. It did not and will not happen today either. Tomorrow it might. We'll have an update for you as they make that announcement. But today, no trash services for residents in Joplin. And even worse news is that if your normal trash day in Joplin is on Monday or Tuesday, they're not coming tomorrow for you. No, they're picking you up next week. So you got to wait a week. You got to endure, sort of mitigate some of that garbage output of yours. So that's the update for you there on that. Thank you for that text, by the way, Charlene. And again, you can always text us at 417-782-1310. Another quick update. Roads. According to MoDOT, roads are pretty much good to go. As a matter of fact, all of the major thoroughfares that go through Joplin, we're talking 68, we're talking 44, we're talking Route TT, clear. They've updated it. Those roads are now officially clear. All the other roads in the area that we didn't mention are mostly clear, with a few exceptions, and that exception is south of Joplin, 43, Highway 43, and parts of 176 south of Joplin heading southbound. Those are partly covered.
Also, 86 is partially covered south of Joplin.
South of Joplin, yeah, parts of it. But there are no roads right now, according to MoDOT. There are no highways or interstates that are closed or covered. Everything is either clear, mostly cleared, with a small amount of some of the highways partly covered. But those are still drivable, of course. Just be careful when you do so. So that's the quick little update when it comes to interstates and highways and whatnot. Some other road conditions for you this morning. Joplin and Neosho and Carthage, pretty much all major roads are clear at this point. In Joplin, Main Street is clear. Range Line is clear. 7th is clear. Schifferdecker, clear. St. Louis, clear.
32nd.
32nd. St. Louis turns into, what is that? Connecticut, clear. 32nd, clear. 15th, 20th, all of the above. All the major roads in our communities are pretty much good to go across the board. Side roads, we're still getting reports of problems there. That is where you're going to be seeing some issues. So if you do need to travel today, if your snow day, get out of jail free card yesterday for your employer, for your employment, expired today, if you're required to go into work today, take the major roads, take Range Line, take, 32nd, take whatever. Usually for Joplin, if you're trying to get around, you want to avoid those roads. It's faster if you do. Today is quite the opposite. Take the major roads for sure.
I would agree.
That being said, it is still a little icy on those roads. So keep that in mind. You can't be driving like it's summer. It's just not, you can if you want, but you're probably going to get hit. You're probably going to crash and roll over, and that's embarrassing and costs a lot of money to get that fixed. So just drive nice and slow. We also have some updates for you regarding snowfall from over the weekend. The heaviest amounts, as News Talk KZRG's meteorologist Terry Smith and weather weenie Ty Albright had accurately predicted, the heavy amounts of snow were in Oklahoma and Arkansas in the 4 states area. But we got our fair share north of those parts of the 4 states.
Yeah, the heaviest snow reports that we had south of Joplin included Siloam Springs, Arkansas with 12 inches, Oak Grove, Arkansas near Springdale 11 inches, Rogers, Arkansas 10 inches. The National Weather Service actually had an employee in Anderson, Missouri, and they got 10 inches of snow in Anderson, Missouri. That one is in our listening area. Miami, Oklahoma 6.5 inches, Neosho 7.5 inches, Cherokee, Kansas, 6.5 inches, Galena, Kansas, 6.5 inches, Carthage, 7 to 9 inches, Webb City, 7 inches, Pittsburgh, 6 inches, and Joplin had a report of a little over 7 inches at the Joplin Regional Airport.
Yeah, we're not messing around. So keep that in mind, and we're not getting above freezing until tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be right at freezing today. If we keep the sunshine long enough today, that'll help out when it reaches freezing, because the roadways will absorb the sunshine and help melt off the stuff.
Right, exactly. And so the point is that what's on the ground right now is pretty much going to be sticking around.
Oh, yeah, for a little while.
Pretty much through the week here. Now, we do breach the 40s, don't we, Steve?
Monday is when it's going to be reaching the 42-degree mark, at least according to the current KZRG forecast.
Right, exactly. So look forward to that. Until then, this week, what's out there is out there. So just be careful, drive wise, be aware of your surroundings, and unfortunately, you need to be aware of other people's surroundings too, because more often than not, they're not aware of their own surroundings. All the details on all these stories can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. KZRG News Time, 8:50.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
ICE agents got a win yesterday in a court ruling arguing that ICE does have the right to arrest, detain, and pepper spray protesters in Minnesota without probable cause. And it looks like those protests are about to heat up again.
Number 2.
Speaking of ICE, the controversy surrounding it now apparently puts Republican incumbents in a tougher situation for the midterms. Political strategists now worry that what these perceptions might mean for Republicans seeking re-election. Will this issue factor into the president's decision-making moving forward?
Number 1.
According to MoDOT, road conditions are mostly clear, with a few portions of 43 partially covered south of Joplin. Major thoroughfares mostly clear, but side roads continue to be an issue. Please drive carefully.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What parts of the 4 states are still difficult to travel through? As you're cruising around this morning, where are the struggle points for you? We want to help let others know. Let us know on our Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook, or you can text us at 417-782-1310, or if you're feeling really wild, you can leave us an open mic message. Totally free to do so on the KZRG app. Chris Plant joining us in about 10 minutes here at around 9. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton will be here at 11. Sean Hannity at 2. And Mark Levin at 5. On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it is, in fact, News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. No signs of any rain or snow this week.
Good morning. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.